5 grams of platinum. Just got it in today. I ordered it from SD Bullion. My buddy James Anderson. I had some issues getting 20 ounces, 25 ounces. I bought 5-ounce bars, and it took like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Then he hopped online and he took care of the issue. And this time, I ordered this thing 2 days ago. I wasn't expecting it for a good week, but my boy realized he had some issues with his deliveries, and he went ahead and mailed this thing out to me ASAP. Thank you very much, James Anderson from SD Bullion. It's a good guy. Along with Stacy Taylor and Miles Franklin, I suggest looking at SD Bullion to get your platinum, because James is doing a great job over there. He's on top of it now. He had some issues, but he's on top of it right now. And I haven't checked the price of platinum this week. Just got home from work. Had to go. Oh God! I had to go get another phone because second one that broke. I got 2 of them here. That's one, and that's the other. You see the crack on the top here. Had this one for like 6 months. Broke it. Obviously, real bad. Ran over it with a scissor lift. Broke this one yesterday. Had it about a month. But there's silver in these. I don't throw my phones away. When silver goes up to 600 an ounce, it'll be worth scrapping those suckers out. Trust me. Any old TVs you have or anything like that, don't get rid of them. Don't get rid of them. Find out how much silver's in them. And when silver starts getting into the triple digits, people will be recycling shit to get that silver. Save all your phones. That's the reason why I'm showing you guys this. This is the new phone I bought. It's old case. Here's the new phone. That's 3 phones in 2 years. I don't know how much silver's in these, but I got a whole bunch of silver I can scrap out because my phones keep getting ran over and busted. But I don't throw them away. Hey, how's it going, Chris? I do not throw my phones away, my old phones. I do not throw old TVs away. I do not throw old fans away because the motor of the fan has a lot of copper in it. Daily things you people have, everybody has, that we throw away, truly, some of it will have serious value. When this crash happens, you'll want that fan you threw away because it's got about a ½ pound, a quarter pound of copper wrapped around that coil that's making that motor go. And because some blade broke, you threw the whole thing away instead of recycling it yourself. Same with phones. I don't know how much silver is in these things, but it's broken. I'm not going to throw it away because there is some silver, even if it's just 5 grams. 5 grams of silver at $600 silver is still $100. So don't throw away things without thinking about the recycle value if commodities do go up. Because you'll be kicking yourself in the butt saying, damn, I had 2 phones last year I threw away. That was 10 grams of silver. That was $200. Or whatever, depending on how price the silver goes. But Chris, I sent you an email saying I broke my phone. That's why I wasn't going to be on doing much or talking while at work because I can't get on my phone. I still have to upload everything and get it to where it's synced in. I'm not smart with computers, so that'll take a day or 2. But I will be getting synced in. Oh, yeah, and just right here, I don't know if you saw, Chris. This from SD Bullion. 5 grams. Took 3 days. I ordered it Monday. Or Saturday. I don't really actually recall. But I wasn't expecting to get this thing so quick. So now I'm back in the platinum. I have 5 grams. I did have close to an ounce, but I had to sell it because life's expensive out here in California, trust me. But I'm in a position where I can start buying some back and get some back, so I'm getting some back. And I suggest everybody, that was like $200 for 5 grams, man. Well worth it. Well worth it, because platinum is at $10.88, silver's, $23.97. Whoa. Uh-oh. Looks like we're not holding the line at 24. Chris, what do you know about that? Supposedly it was a hold the line at 24 if it was to stay going up to like 30. It's dropped down to 23.96 now. I'm not a chart guy because I don't really believe in charts. They're past indicators. And daily price change, except for in purchases, it's no big deal for me. Yeah, no, I know we'll be fine. I was just wondering if we might have that pullback to 18 because 24 didn't hold the line. But that's going to happen during the crash, I imagine. Never been through a real crash. So, and I wasn't paying attention to the stock market or any of that crap in 2008. Although I did buy a couple in, for some reason, I found, and I gave them to my mom, but when she died, I got them back. I had some Silver Eagles I apparently purchased in 2013, 14. Don't ask me why, I don't recall, but I just had a few. But apparently, something had told me that I should have silver, and I should have consecutively been buying silver from way back then. Man, I have thousands of ounces now. But hey, that's why I'm poor, because I'm stupid. Smart in some things, stupid in most. So, how was your day today, Chris? How many live streams from y'all did I miss? I see one here 8 hours ago. Silver, $600 silver, world's smartest precious metal mines. See this. I see it right there. I'll be watching it after this live stream's over. So, do you have any new information on silver or gold, Chris? It's just an unboxing, but I was so excited I didn't want to wait. Really? At a lower price, today's lower price, and so you figure they were sold when it was at $24.95, not $23.96. But that what you just said, Chris, people are selling back today. That shows you the stupidity of the retail market and why we need to enlighten people. I got this guy at work. He's a Hawaiian. He's been over in mainland here for about 18 years working as an iron worker. Single. He's 56. Got a house. Just bought a brand new Beamer that's decked out. And I had asked him, I said, hey, do you have the money to pay for your house and, pay it off or something? He said, yeah, I do have the money. It's in stocks and invested in this. I was like, who do you listen to? Hey, John Beffy and Mickey. He says, I've got a financial advisor. I looked at him. I said, how old is the guy? He goes, well, my dad used him. I said, go slap him. He goes, why? And I started talking to him about silver. I started talking to him about the reverse repo market, how cars are getting repossessed, how banks are fixing it, do major foreclosures because they're going to have to pass on. They can't keep off the books people who are late and behind. They do things to fudge and play with the numbers, but quarter by quarter, that crap does catch up with them. And you're going to find there's a lot of stuff happening. And I was talking to him about it, and I'm trying to convince him to buy a monster box of Silver Eagles. I don't know why Silver Eagles, but fuck if he's got money. Might as well get Silver Eagles. Oh, yes, John. Here, this is SD Bullion. I ordered this like maybe 3 days ago. And the last time I ordered from him, my buddy James, he said, he didn't say, he was understaffed, had a lot of orders come in. It took like 2.5 weeks to get my 25 ounces of silver. So I wrote him a note. I was like, hey, no bueno, bro, what's up? And he did a little YouTube show on it. And this came in today. I'm back in the platinum, 5 grams. I bought it this weekend. It got delivered today. So I actually have some platinum now. Hopefully I won't be in a position where I have to sell it to stay afloat. And I maybe work on an ounce. I got 1/6 of an ounce. Cook Islands coins, good price. So how's your show going there, Mickey? Yeah, getting some more platinum, man. Because check this out. And no one's... See, we're Westerners. I got to remember, everyone's a Westerner. That most people are Westerners that I talk to. Most of you haven't lived in foreign countries and grasped their perspective of America. I have. I've lived in several different countries for a couple of years at a time. And my understanding is that when you have an adversary that wants to win, they do what it takes to win. And the way Americans look at things is we look at the price of platinum and the charts. But what the charts, again, don't tell you is the BRICS nations control platinum mining. They control 85-90% of the platinum mined. So, yeah, you need to get back on track, girl, because the longer you take to start it, the longer it's going to take to get 50,000 viewers. So if they want, they could increase the price of platinum. Everyone's talking about a revaluation. I've talked about it. Other channels have talked about it. China says or the CCP wants it reset to $86,000 an ounce for gold so that it matches the number of yuan they have. America wants it a little higher to match the dollars we have. So all these bigger countries, world leading countries, want to reevaluate the gold price, which of course then everyone says, oh, well, then that'll reevaluate the silver price. But not one person's talking about the reevaluation of platinum. And this is where I say geopolitical shit comes in, and it's not on the charts because Russia and South Africa control platinum. So if everyone's on board for reevaluating gold price and silver price to astronomical price, well, 100 years ago, platinum was twice the price of gold before any use case for it came along and lowered its price to gold's price, which is weird and not economics as you learn it in school, but it happened. It was $40, gold was $20. Then the Industrial Revolution comes along, and gold now is twice what platinum is. Platinum's use case is 5 times that of gold and 30 times more rare. You want to talk about manipulation? Okay, having said that, you want more manipulation? If we do reevaluate gold to 68, 70, whatever they're talking about, I don't know. I'm not making any numbers. I'm just repeating what I've heard. If that does happen and we are in an economic war, why wouldn't they reevaluate the price of platinum to back the BRICS nations' currency, since they control 100% of the supply or 90% of the supply? And that would mean that they could reevaluate it back to what it was 100 years ago, twice the value of gold. So if CCP China gets its way, that's the C in BRICS too, by the way. If they get their way and it reevaluation of gold to match their yuan at 68,000, and Russia has used platinum as money in the past, so they don't think it's unusual. They don't say it's not money. Only the American side, the other side of the world where we're at, oh, it's not money, it's not money. Don't buy it, don't buy it. That's going to be the biggest to the Western world, because if gold does get reevaluated and the 100-year cycle ends, well, 100 years ago, platinum was twice the price of gold. So if they reevaluate gold at 68,000, like CCP China has been saying they want it reevaluated at, and other countries are also throwing out numbers. I'm just using China because they've stated it publicly. That would put fucking platinum at about $130,000 an ounce. 1/6 of 130,000 could be. I'm not saying it's going to be the future. I'm just saying there's an economic war going on. China wants to reevaluate the price of gold to some astronomical level with the 68,000. That's astronomical in my point of view. And the BRICS nations control all the platinum, and they said they want a commodities-based money. Russia knows this as money. America doesn't know this as money, even though it is. Americans don't know this as money. Go to Russia. They'll tell you, yeah, it's money. And it's their world reserve currency that they're starting. So don't be deceived by Americans saying, oh, it's not money, because we're the enemy in this economic war. How would we know what our enemy thinks? Unless you do some research, you're not going to know how your enemy thinks. We tried to kill them on low oil. Okay, why wouldn't they kill us with high platinum? Because we need it. They own it. It's a war. That's all I'm saying. So get yourself some of this stuff. $200. $200. That's all 5 grams took. But if the crazy stuff happens that I think is going to happen, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not going to say it's going to happen. What I will say is the government's experts at kicking the can down the road. So if you think it's going to happen tomorrow, they can kick it down the road 5 years. That is a for sure. Whether they do or not, again, I don't know. I'm not a government expert either. I'm just pointing out facts that people don't want to talk about. And I want to get you guys in on it, at least thinking about it, so that you don't get cut out. Because America only produces the 5% of the platinum world supply of platinum. Only 5. And that's lucky. That's from the placer gold mines. Platinum's mixed in every now and then with it. It comes to about 5%. A little less, probably 3%. And other countries make up 2%. I'm actually not sure. I've never actually seen any numbers. I do know that we do have a small, couple hundred to 1,000 ounce platinum mine, I think in Montana. And there's one, I think, in Arizona that even produces less. So if they produce 170 tons of this shit a year and we only produce 1,000 ounces, it's negligible. Not enough for anything. But it is. Yeah, well, everybody has differences of opinions and perspectives and needs. I had a whole bunch of this stuff. I have no problem selling it. If I need something and I don't have money, that's what this is for. It's not for me to get rich. If I get rich, yay. It's a store of value. It's a store of value. This is $200 that's not in the bank. That's the way I look at this. If the price goes up, great. If the price goes down, great. It's not going to lose as much value as having it in a savings account. Having $200 in a savings account will lose a lot more value and possibly be taken by the bank in a bail-in. This will not, and it's $200. That's why I buy it. And if I need $200, I bought it. I'll sell it. I might regret it later, but with my outlook, I don't think so, because I didn't get it to be a billionaire, a millionaire, or a trillionaire. I say a lot about platinum, and I know a lot about platinum, but I don't plan on getting rich. If I do, yay, but I don't plan on getting rich on it. I don't plan on getting rich off my stocks. What I plan on getting rich on is my mind, my thoughts, my patent that I got going, and other side businesses that are going to take off that haven't been done before. That's what I plan on making money on. See, so you got to be diverse, and don't just think the gold, silver, and platinum are going to be your golden goose, to say, coin a phrase. You do other things too. And yes, for the first time in my life, I'm a union member, so money goes in the stock market because hours I work through the union, but they control it. For the first time in my life, about a month ago, I got this Ameritrade, and I just got offline. I bitched them the fuck out. But I got Ameritrade, and I bought 3 stocks. And next Monday, I'm going to buy my 4th stock. And, they're penny stocks, but they're American mining stocks, small mining stocks, but they're American. Because when Mexico nationalized their lithium mines, I said, no way in heck fire will I be investing in any Mexican silver mines or gold mines or Peruvian or any other country, especially countries that want to join BRICS. And there's 27 countries that have expressed interest in joining BRICS. So what that means is you need to reevaluate your portfolio, find out what those countries are, because if they nationalize their mines, we're their economic enemy. Who's the first one's money they're going to take? Yours. So don't own it. It's prudent. It's smart. Buy American. America nationalizes it. You keep ownership. It's like, from my understanding, it's like if you got 10 shares of a stock and they nationalize mine, you just don't burn those shares, throw them away. They nationalize it. They pull the metals out of the ground, whatever. Eventually, it turns it back control over to the company, and you still have their 10 shares. A reevaluation of the company definitely has to be done because a lot of the mine stuff's probably been stripped, but it's not like they steal it from you. If it's from another country, like a BRICS nation country, and you own those 10 stocks, they're going to look at you and say, these are the ones we fighting. You don't have that stock no more. So it's not guaranteed protection. It's just more secure if you're in America to buy American mining stocks. If you're Mexican, hey, you're going to be part of the BRICS nations, and I don't care what you do. No offense, but you will be our economic enemy, which means you're going to do everything possible to take my money from me and give me nothing for it, to make yourself wealthy. That's the way I see the BRICS nations and every nation that joins them. Instantly don't trust them, because as soon as they join BRICS, they instantly want to economically kill you. Economically, not in reality, but being flat ass broke might kill you. You can't eat or anything, but they want to win an economic war. And there's no way in heck fire I'm going to help them. They're the enemy, and that's how we got to look at them. And if you look at it that way, you'll save a lot of money, because all you people that owned a lithium mine stock in Mexico, bye-bye stocks, because those stocks got nationalized by a BRICS nation or a country that wants to be part of the BRICS nations. you ain't never going to see that money no go. So you just lost. That was a bad investment. I'm just telling you, better investment. Invest in American companies because you're American. If you're Lithuanian, invest in Lithuanian. If you're Russian, invest in Russian. Keep to the country that you're national of in your investments of mining stocks and stuff like that, in my personal opinion, especially nowadays, because things are getting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And you don't want to, like they say, the winner is going to be that guy who loses the least. This is just a suggestion to help you lose less, because apparently we're all going to be losers. So lose less than the next guy. My tea's going. That's right. I can't. And quite frankly, you might not be a loser if they do what I said they're going to do with platinum. You might actually be a winner if you have some. And if nothing else, you're going to get more return on investment from your platinum than you will from a savings account. And it's more secure because what do you think the chances are of the bank coming to my house and saying, hey, we're going to do a bail-in and take this? I'm not going to show you what defense systems I have because I don't want to get another strike, but I can guarantee you it'll be easier for them to take money out of my account than it will for them to take the platinum out of my hands. It's just because this hand will be the platinum, this hand will be the shotgun. You can take money out of the bank there. You signed a contract. As soon as you deposit the money, it's no longer yours. If you don't realize that, that's not their problem. That's your problem for not being enlightened to what's going on. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to enlighten people. And if not enlighten you, at least turn a spark on that'll make you think a little bit differently. Because I can tell you right now, if you went to an American school, you probably aren't thinking the way you should to come out of this on the other end better than most people, because they taught Americans to be failures. And if you look around our country right now, they did a good job. I didn't learn here in America. Thank God. I kept my intelligence, and I still question, and I question often. And I can get in your face and question you if you start being smart with me and don't give me answers, because I'm aggressive. I want to know the truth. I don't want to hear your bullshit. And it seems like everyone gives you bullshit. And I'm like, no, give me the truth. I'm a straight shooter. Why can't you be a straight shooter? Oh, because you're a lying piece of shit. Cool. At least we know that now, But anyhow, yes, they did. And the reason why they turned you in idiots, there was this major fucking company that invested, and I don't recall the name of the company. I should, but I'm not in school, so I don't care. But it is my country, and I should have cared. They started manufacturing books and got into the educational system, and have chosen through money from that company, gone into different school systems and gotten certain peoples elected to certain positions by financially backing them through this company. And that's supposedly a school. They were writing. They're the ones that are responsible for Common Core math. 2 + 2 = 22, because it's right beside it. It's 2 and 2. That's 22. Common Core math. 2 + 2 apples. 2 apples makes 22 apples, right? 2 and 2 together. Common Core math. They're the ones that did that. And they've been doing that for a while. They've donated to colleges to allow colleges, actually to force colleges to hire liberal teachers that'll tell you, for example, oh, because you're white, you're privileged, you should feel bad and go commit suicide at the house and give everything to someone else that's not the color of you because you're white. The fuck is that? Man, I'm sorry. Hey, Pete, where's my freaking gold spoon I was born with, that was shoved up my ass? Who stole it from me? Apparently I'm rich and wealthy because I'm white. Really? Fuck, I've been busting my ass as an ironworker. You see these freaking hands, dude? That's callous. 30 years build up of fucking hard work. Where's my special? Why am I special? I gotta work? Does that make me special? Or is it just the color of my skin? Because check this out. I love playing this game. People start playing that color game. I'm a first generation American. I'm an immigrant. Obama tried kicking out all the white immigrants because he didn't want us here to be able to get in people's faces and say, hey, where's my special rights as a white Christian male, first generation immigrant. My brother wasn't born in this country. My mother wasn't born in this country. I was. First generation, right? Why are you treating me like crap then? You know what I'm saying? Because the color of skin. Well, that's racist. So it's got to stop. But they have to keep doing it because they don't have understanding. They're not taught to think properly. And then they get put in positions of power, like that Stonewall guy from Georgia who was sleeping with a CCP spy and on our security forces thing in Congress. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. See, Pete, second generation, you had nothing to do with it either, but because you're white, you're special, and you should feel bad. That's what our schools are teaching. Actually, I saw a black reverend, go in front of the school board because he found a book that was available to 10th graders in the school, and he started reading it to the school board, and they censured him and turned off his mic and said, "We don't need to hear that." And he was like, "Then why are you letting 10th graders check it out?" And they had no answer because they were bought and paid for, and their positions were bought and paid for by a corporation that put them in power that was backed by the Chinese government. And that's why, yeah, dual Scottish and English. I got Scottish citizenship and English. I actually have land in Scotland, so I'm a lord because my family's over there. Uh-oh. Hey, Chris, you guys doing a live stream? You know, that whole island chain is done, bro. Most people's background is Scottish, Irish. They're Robert the Bruce, last king of Scotland. His brother was the king of Ireland. We're cousins. You know, it's just about the same. Right after, yeah, you know, just imagine my dad's dad, my grandfather, my papa, was a first generation actual immigrant, came from Germany. Imagine how the Germans got treated in 1946, 7, 8, 9, 50. You know, people were spitting on him, and he was a kid because he was German, and he came to America, and that was my grandfather. So he owned nothing. He owned no humans. He didn't disrespect anybody. He was disrespected because of his nationality. Right after World War II, you kind of expected, you know. No one's offered him an apology. No one's offered him anything. So it's all bullshit. They're doing this intentionally. They dumb us down. They throw stupid out there, get someone to bite on it, pay them a lot of money, put them on TV. Unlike me, I don't get paid anything for being on TV, but they'll do this. And it manipulates your thought process. It gets you thinking about stupid shit instead of what's real. And that's why I love talking about platinum, because I see platinum as being a supernova of metals as far as price goes. I see a pathway that could throw that thing into 100,000 plus an ounce. Not that it's going to happen. I just see a pathway with current situation going on, BRICS nations, America, the war going on for world reserve currency, and the whole spiel tells me that platinum could be a diamond in the rough in this economic war. And I want everybody to take advantage of it. And that's why, again, $200, 5 grams, $200 in the bank. What's that going to get you? In a month, you'll have $198. In 2 months, you'll have $196. In 3 months, you'll have $194 if it's in the bank. And there's possibility they'll take it in a bail-in. I can still sell this for $200, so I lose nothing. Yeah, there's a slight premium in there, but I would rather pay that than let some thieving bank hold on to my money and make it lose value. Yeah, and that's a funny thing because yes, platinum. No, it does. I did a show on that. Platinum's actually they can put any mint value they want legally on platinum. They have chosen a free will choice to double the value of gold. But that's why they're even during the Obama administration, because he's the one who passed this, by the way. America is allowed to mint platinum coins and put whatever value they want on it. And that's why I say the value on a coin, the minted value, it has meaning, but I haven't really figured out where it fits in with the economy. but it has great meaning. It does. Because why would America pass a law allowing the American Mint to mint a platinum coin with whatever denomination amount they want to put on it? That's why people say the $1 trillion platinum coin, because it's legal. And what that means is platinum is money legally. And that's the argument that I give. And it's, oh, it's very rare. Yeah, it's 30 times more rare than gold. If you look at the gold to silver ratio, silver comes out of the ground like 15 to 1. So everyone says it should be a 15 to 1 ratio. Okay, well, gold comes out of the ground 30 to 1 for platinum. So shouldn't platinum be 30 times more expensive than gold? What, 60,000 right now? Just saying. If you apply the same thought process to the precious metal, one to the other, out of the ground ratio, use cases there. Platinum's used in all kinds of crap, modern technologies, satellites, cancer drugs. I mean, a hydrogen car, hydrogen diesel truck engines. It's used in everything more than gold. It's got more of a use case than gold. And it comes out of the ground 1 ounce for every 30 ounces of gold. You get 1 ounce of platinum. So it should be 30 times the price. If the argument for silver is 15 out of the ground, 15 to 1, it should be 15 times the price of gold. That's the argument I've always heard. Yeah, no, what you need to look at for the platinum, and it's not too late to get this, but if like this right here, I could trade it. This is 8 ounces of silver right now. If the price goes up and silver stays in this 20 to 30 range, I can trade it for 9, maybe 10. So look to the platinum to silver ratio, because the ratio gold to silver is there and well played. Everyone knows about it, and it's a good play. I'm not saying it's a bad play. But what I am saying is there's a play between platinum and silver that's better than gold to silver, because platinum's going to go up higher than gold, which means if you buy platinum, when it goes up, silver still probably being not even 30, maybe 35 at the max. But if platinum goes up to 16 and you get it at 1,000 or 1,100, gold's really going to have to take a tumble, or silver's really going to have to jump to make that same ratio of trade from platinum to silver that you would for gold to silver. So I just want to open your eyes to that ratio of exchange, because there's good. Platinum is volatile. Yes, it is volatile. It's less volatile if the mining companies don't mine as much, because then there's not as much for it to be volatile. Or if it is going to be volatile, it's going to be a lot higher swings, which means if you stay on top of it, you're going to get a damn good deal on the platinum to silver ratio for the actual fiat currency that you paid per gram of platinum traded for silver will be astronomically awesome. You will love how that works. You take care, Mickey. Thank you for stopping by. It's a great way to grow wealth. Lidaping is a great way. It's one of the best ways. More sound. It's not as risky as a business or a stock play, anything like that. It's a real good thing. It's a good play, I think. But and for everyone who's joined that didn't see, bought this from James Anderson. Shit, there we go. It's 5 grams, $200. Took 3 days to get here. I guess James likes me, because I wrote him a letter when I already said this earlier in the program, but I wrote him a letter because it took like 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks to get 25 ounces of silver. I was like, hey, this is taking too long, buddy. And he even did a show the next night. He did a show saying how he was going to correct his company. And 3 days. I mean, I got home, I saw that package. I was like, what? I didn't order anything. I mean, I did, but I wasn't expecting it for at least a week. Beginning part of next week is when I was looking at getting it. That meow, if you heard it, that was Ginger. She's right there. She's looking at birds. Well, actually, she's looking at me right now. Yeah, it's a lot less risky. You own it. I'm fearful of the stocks I bought, because all it is it's on a freaking computer that could be hacked. But unlike crypto, which I did get hacked, if you watched last live stream, Unlike crypto, if someone hacks and steals my stocks, I can call the cops. That's the great thing about that. I tried calling the cops on the crypto theft and they laughed at me. They said, you're a dumb son of a bitch. You should have never invested in something that's not secured. And I was like, what? Then I got into silver. I need to put some milk in my tea. Hold on just 5 seconds. Yeah, you'd have to have done a slow count on that 5 seconds. I apologize. It was more like 10. But I can't drink my tea without milk. Sorry, Scottish. It is good. You know, I Saturday, I transferred $400 into Ameritrade. I received a thing that says confirmation of your request, blah, blah, blah. I called them today because it's 3 business days. They said, oh, we have no record of that. I was like, I got a record of it. They're like, so what? I was like, what? So I went ahead and again today, transferred that 400 again. Hopefully they won't take 800 out of my account because I want to buy some First Mining Gold. Wealth of Nations. Yes, you are 100% correct, Wealth of Nations. But I want to get some First Mining Gold because I have silver. I've got like 2,000 shares of Rhina silver. It's like at 17 I bought it at. I got 2,000 shares of Silver Viper because Dave Kranzler told me to buy it. And then I got SFRX. It's a precious metals company, but a different kind of precious metal company. They're treasure hunters. And they got new technology that I kind of sort of like. So I invested in them. I got like 40,000 shares of that. And then I wanted to buy some First Mining Gold, $400 worth, because, I'm starting to talk with Keith Neumeyer, and I'm like, okay, these people are interested in me. Maybe I should buy some of their stock because, I'm stupid. That's why. Ludiping, you lost all the Russian holdings because they're in the BRICS nations, and you're probably in America. That's the enemy. Economic war. There's a good guy and a bad guy, but they fight and they try and take shit from each other to be better than the rest of them. And just like I said, once I heard that Mexico nationalized their lithium mines, and then I heard they wanted to join BRICS, I'll never own a company in any BRICS or any country that wants to join BRICS. If I find out they want to join BRICS, I'd sell stock. But I'm smarter than that. I don't even buy it to start with because I see what's happening and I'm going to place my money wisely. I bet on America. If I lose, what the hell? If I lose, BRICS owns 90% of this, and they'll probably jump the price to kick our ass, which means I won't lose. So I'll have lost less than the next guy, which actually will make me a winner. Because from my understanding, this time around, it's going to be he who loses the least is the winner. Hey, Chris, you never answered my question, brother. Are you guys doing a live stream tonight? You and Ron? Man, Vanguard sucks. I don't like Vanguard at all. Oh, okay. It's pre-recorded. Then I won't go. I won't in this stream go there. If it's live, I'll go there because Ron actually comes in as well. Hangs out here, which I think is kind of cool. I'd like to get Chris Marcus. He wants me to do a weekly platinum update for his channel. Well, I'd like to get him on my channel. And Chris Taylor. But geopolitically, I've been backing off the geopolitical stuff. I got one of my strikes. It timed out, and the next one times out in June, and then I'll have 0 strikes, and then I'll start doing more geopolitical shit so that way I can get 2 strikes again, and then I'll stop doing as much. Or hopefully I won't get any strikes because they'll allow me to tell the truth. But, I'm not going to hold my breath. But I will get 2 strikes bringing you the truth. And I'll continue to do so only until I have 2 strikes on YouTube. Then I stop until those 2 strikes time limit out, and then I start over again. Right on. Well, storing grains is what societies have done for thousands of years to get themselves through bad times. So there's a lot of literature out there on how different cultures did that, and all of them were done before modern times. So there's lots of good ways to do it. I like storing honey. Indeed, first banks were grain banks. Grain was money. Yep. And actually, all the way up through 1300s, I think grain was or food storage was actually a value of wealth for society. If you had enough to get through the winter to the next harvest, you were rich. Yeah. I actually have out front a 55-gallon drum. It's white plastic. It's food grade. I have water in it now, reverse osmosis water. But I'm thinking about getting, yeah, 5 gallon. There's 55-gallon buckets too. If you go to your Army Navy store, every now and then they get a distilled vinegar and 55-gallon white food grade jars or drums, 55-gallon drums, and it's like $30. You get yourself a 55-gallon drum that's food grade, sealable, airtight. I got lots of cats to protect me from the spirit world, because cats are also supposed to protect you from evil. That's why if you ever watch the movie The Mummy was scared of cats. Superstition, and I don't believe it, but I do say that, but I don't believe it. Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got water, and I reverse. It took a whole day for my reverse osmosis machine to fill it up, but and then I also have 5 gallon. I've got 10 5 gallons. I've got like 100 gallons of reverse osmosis water on hand, and I got water filters. I have the little water straw filters. I have 2 of them, and little ping. If you have a water straw filter, think about this. On a bug out situation, if everyone bugs out and things start going south, stay in the cities, because each water heater has 40 gallons of water. And if you have a water straw, that's 40 gallons of water in a water heater. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, cats definitely bring good vibes, and having a couple of water straws is an excellent idea. Excellent idea. And then, of course, getting a reverse osmosis machine, but you need to have water pressure to make that work. Water straw, you just inhale and you can get it from anywhere. They're either going to have water heaters or hot water tanks. Every house has one, and it's got several gallons of water, drinkable water, if you have a water straw. And you need water before you need food. So every house you go to is your bug out house till it runs out of the water heater water. Then you go to the next house, and the next house. Next thing you know, you're 3 houses down, 3 months have passed. Gravity flow filters are cool. Charcoal, sand, that kind of gravity flow filter you're talking about? There's actually a lot of things you can do. If you're going to do a gravity feed, you could also, yeah, I was about to say that, Wealth of Nations, you could add iodine or chloride or chlorite or bromine to a little bit of it to your water source, and it'll kill a majority of the pathogens and bacteria in the water. And here's something for you guys. With all this talk about filters and stuff like that, make sure if you have a 5 gallon or 55 gallon drum of water that you've reversed osmosis, you get yourself some pink Himalayan salt and you add pink Himalayan salt to that water. It adds minerals back to the water. You don't want sea salt because 90% of the sea salts out there have microplastics in them. And it takes 500 years to dissolve in your body. You won't be around. It'll still be in your stomach. So get Himalayan pink salt because it has minerals and nutrients that you control going back in the water that you reversed osmosis. I do that to every one of mine. Yeah, no, it's good healthy stuff too. I mean, yeah, I know there's some stuff. Chris Taylor pushes this stuff in somewhere in Arkansas. I think they got some pink salt place, but so many less pollutants of all kinds go 14, 15,000 foot range where the Himalayans are. So common sense tells me it'll be a cleaner product, less human crap in it. See, what am I missing out here on? Replaces iodine in the thyroid. Yes, you talking about the Himalayan salt? I guess I don't know if it replaces iodine in the thyroid. I do know that America made it illegal to get iodine that we used to have in the 70s and 80s. Now they've got, I think it's Providine iodine, which is a sub-iodine. So I don't know. I have not researched the Provid iodine and seen its effectiveness. I know if you go down to Mexico City, cracked ribs still hurt when I cough. If you go down there, you can get the real iodine, the kind that burns your skin on an open cut. Nowadays, iodine doesn't even burn your skin, so I wonder how effective it is. Yeah, chlorine and bromine replaced the iodine, but you can't use it on open cuts like you did iodine. At least I did as a kid. Guaranteed it killed every bacteria in there. Hurt like son of a gun, though. Oh, aren't they, Pete? Oh, God, you gotta love them. And today, I should have had my buddy take a video of this. I was tied off. For any insurance company people watching, I was tied off. But I was also hanging off the side of the iron. I had my legs wrapped in the inner web of the column, and I was hanging there. And oh my God, your core works when you hang with your legs off the iron. And I was stretching out, and I had a 5-pound freaking TC gun that I had to hit. I was like, rattling into my fucking ribs right here. I was like, I put my other hand up there, hold it, and hold myself on the iron. I mean, I could have fallen, but I was tied off, so I was allowed to do it. Fuck, it hurt. God, it hurt. I'd rather have broke ribs. Broke ribs hurt less than cracked ribs. Weird, but true. It's a couple of years ago, I had 2 broke ribs in the back. I punctured a lung, actually, right about there. And these ones are right here, so yeah, that's how I get that. Keep that going, baby. I don't hit the gym. I go to work. That's another thing I don't understand about this modern generation. They'll take and go to work and not do anything. I've had iron workers do this crap, and I look at them like they're idiots. And then they'll get off work and go to the gym and work out. And I'm like, dude, you're not an iron worker. You work with an iron working company. Because if you have to go to the gym at night, you didn't work iron. I mean, like just today, there was like a 200-pound column. It was a 4x4 coated and galvanized, about 10 foot. Had a little 2-foot extension at the top for an exterior thing we're going to weld to this building. And I had to pick that son of a bitch up and walk with it. I mean, you think I want to go to the gym? That's the last thing I want to see. Plus, pay for it? I'd rather get paid. Yeah, breathing is very important when you have cracked or broken ribs because you will develop pneumonia because you don't take full breaths. So painful or not, take full breaths when you have cracked ribs or broke ribs. And there's a pressure point. See that? 2 teeth there? 1/8 of an inch up on your gum on the inside of your mouth. You'll feel a ridge. Touch that ridge. with your tongue, inhale through your nose. If you've hit the right spot, it's the pressure point for your lungs, and you'll inhale deeper than you ever thought possible when you figure out where it is. It's like the middle of your two front teeth, 1/8 of an inch up inside your mouth. There's a ridge on the gum line that goes to your roof of your mouth, and if you press that, that's the pressure point for your lungs. There's a pressure point for your heart in your mouth too, but I don't want to tell you guys about that one. That's how I maintain a low pulse when I go to the doctor or do any calisthenics or fights or anything like that. Yeah, wasn't that fun? My broken ribs and punctured lung came from a dude that walked up behind me on the 20th floor as I was on the edge of the building, and he attacked me from behind. Yes, on the 20th floor. I was looking down, holding out a piece of iron on a rope because he was supposed to have the other end to bring his end out. And I was holding it out like this over, and there was like the safety lines were here, and it was 20 floors down. I was holding it like this, and he fucking nailed me right there. Oh, God damn, that hurt. He was like 240 pounds, 6'4", big son of a bitch. It took me 11 seconds to kick his ass after I turned around. I'm 145 pounds. I don't like being attacked from behind. After I got my wits about me, figured out what the hell was going on, I screwed that boy up. And I had him kicked out of the Western District Council of Iron Workers where he can't work on the West Coast anymore. Motorcycles are fun. They give a bunch of broke ribs and cracked skulls. California sucks, dude. These people don't give a fuck. You're on a bike, that's a suicide mission in California, bro. I drive 30 miles to work, actually. It's over this way to Antioch. I'm in Vallejo. So I go down 780, hit 680, hit 4. I cruise between 75 80 miles an hour. There are cars that pass me like I'm sitting still. No turn signals, and they'll swoop right in front of you because they, I guess, think they're not going to hit you. They've come close. So yeah, bikers don't stand up. I would not ride a motorcycle in California. Never. These people out here are lunatic drivers. Yeah, the vibe out here is a freaky, weird vibe. I am not a Californian. I came out here to join the union to make money and get a retirement. I did not know that my retirement wouldn't be there when I'm able to collect it, or else I wouldn't have stayed here this long. And I'm currently saving up funds after I pay for my patent and another operation I got going. I'm getting the fuck out of this state. You know what? I'd dress down any liberal professor. Screw them. Actually, I wouldn't waste my time because they're closed minded. They aren't going to learn. They need to destroy them. They'll destroy themselves. Yeah, there's a lot of freaks out here in California, man. But things work out. They actually work out in the long run because San Francisco was the freakiest of freak towns. I mean, some crazy ass shit. They had, what is this called? There was a, damn, there's a word for it. Nightclubs where people go and they exchange partners. What, there's like a nightclub type, a name for that kind of thing. It's like a sex thing. But you go there, you pay a certain amount of money, you take all your clothes off, you put on a robe, and then you go into the bar, and that's how everyone is. It's like basically free use of it. It's freaky shit. On top of the homosexual and transvestite and pedophilia and everything else they got going here. Yeah, no, it's freaking nuts, dude. Freaking nuts, man. I it's hard to remain sane in California. That's why I spend most of my time doing research because I don't want to go outside and be exposed to the stupid that's out here. Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's hard because everyone you deal with, like I said, man, this guy's been an iron worker for 30. Hey, Pete, you take care, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure to get yourself some platinum. Like I said, Pete, you say it's expensive. $200, 5 grams, $200. That's not expensive, brother. That's eight pieces of silver. It's not expensive. Peace out, Pete. I'll talk to you later, brother. You know, Wealth of Nations, it's not that beautiful anymore. Our current governor is allowing all of the California oak trees to die rather than try and fight the bug that's killing them. He is allowing the state to burn instead of wasting money on, firefighting equipment and planes and stuff like that. We're giving $4 billion to illegal aliens. Come on in, we'll give you a house, car, and free food. As he's burning the state down. So no, this place is fucking, it's not beautiful anymore. It was. It's not now. I mean, hell, our beaches down south have freaking needles from all the free drugs. Oh, but if we give heroin users free drugs, we'll all be a lot safer. Just don't go to the beach because that's where their needles end up. The fuck? Why are you giving them free needles? Oh, Ludapig. Oh, well, good. I'm glad that you're here. Ludapig. Thank you for coming, sir. And don't come out to California again. Keep your sanity. Go to Hawaii or, well, that's a bad place too. Go to Greece or Italy. The Mediterranean. It's got some cool shit. Yeah, no, they actually have to close some San Diego beaches because, check this shit out. Mexico, as clean and civilized as they are, have a wastewater treatment plant that dumps out into the water all their shit. Ends up on San Diego beaches. They actually have signs on some of the beaches saying biohazards, don't swim today. And then they have needle pickup day too on a beach in Southern California. What the hell? Man, this place is going crazy. I am so glad I was born in the late 60s to where I had a childhood that wasn't screwed up like what kids have today because they're stupid parents and this liberal, socialist, communist bullshit that we have to deal with. And I feel bad for all those children that don't get to have that childhood because of the stupid. Jake, my man, check this out, Jake. James Rusty Bullion took 3 days. I bitched at him last time I ordered because it took like 2 weeks. He actually did a show on it. And I ordered this, $200, 5 grams. I now have, this is my only platinum. I'm rebuying, get my stock back up, showing people. Buy silver and platinum. I'm a man of my word. What I never say when I say buy silver and platinum is the first thing I'll sell is my platinum because I want to hold on to the silver. So if I need money, I'll sell my platinum first. But that's because, like I said, man, $200. 40 of these were $200. So I have $200 here, actually 180. And no, it was 220, excuse me, 220 for 40 10th ounce coins and $200 for fifth ounce of platinum. But I like these because there's more of them. And it just seems more appropriate to keep the mass amount of cheap shit over the few big shit. I don't know. I don't know why the psychology of why I sell my platinum first when I need money. Yeah. Wealth of Nations, man. It was a great time to be alive and be a child in America. 70s, 60s, 80s. Perfect time to be a child. Nowadays, if I were to ever have kids, I'd have to buy 1,000 acres, put up no trespassing signs, and have some freaking robots go around, shoot anybody that comes on my property, and homeschool my kids and teach them that there's no other humans on the planet. That last part was just thrown out there. It made me laugh, so it was funny as hell. My end. Yeah, 70s were fun. There was a lot of fun in the 70s, man. Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't think you should shelter kids. See, my whole perspective on parenting is it's supposed to prepare the child for life. if you shelter the child, what happens when you die? He's no longer sheltered and he gets thrown into a fucking shark pit. Good parenting. It's perspective. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant, Pete. You and I are similar minds. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, Wealth of Nations. I'm sorry. Not going to happen at all. As if you look at the longer term charts that actually aren't charts, peak supply of silver is supposed to be mined from all the mines that we have going now. The peak supply, I believe, is in 2034, 2035 will be the max amount of silver we pull out of the ground. And then it starts depleting from there. So once everyone starts putting that shit together with this, well, they probably won't because they're stupid. But yeah, no, it's not going to stay in the 30s for a couple of years. Not the last time we had a stagflationary event like we have now was in 1971, and silver went from $1.50 to $15. It went back down to like $2.50 or something the next year, but it still 10x'd it in 1 year with stagflationary economy, and we have a lot worse problems than that. So I could see it easily 10xing. It'll go back down, but I mean, I see Ron and Ron's basement saying 600 silver plus. Yeah, I see that as a high. It's new all-time high, and then it'll drop down into the 200s, and we'll be talking probably in a year and a half saying, man, I remember when silver was $25, $26, and it'll be like 230 or something else. Yeah, that again, bad economy, good for silver. This time, as they say, is different. Yep. Well, that's yeah, platinum's hanging in there nicely, ain't it, Jake? Manipulation, Pete. That's manipulation. It's at 23.96, I think silver's at right now, and that's definitely manipulation. And having said that, look at the platinum market, and then ask yourself, hey, is a smaller market than silver easier to manipulate? Because platinum's not $60,000 an ounce; it's manipulated. And I say that because it comes out of the ground at 30 to 1 with gold, which means it should be 30 times more expensive than gold. Gold's at 2,000, so 30 times that, 60,000. Yeah, it's coming. It's not going to stay there. You'll catch a high. I mean, most of us, if we hang in there, I mean, thank you very much. And spread the word, Pete. Everything I say, preach to people. Let them know. Let them know the benefits of the possibilities of platinum, because so many people are going to miss out because no one is talking about it. We do have Bill Holter and Rick Rule saying it's not a good investment. Really? They actually said that. Oh, it got me hot. Got me hot. It's like, man, you're like the lieutenant in fucking Vietnam that got the fucking grenade thrown in his bunk because you're an idiot. Telling people stuff that's not true. I mean, yeah, they might not consider it a monetary medal, but they're Americans. We're in a war. Why would you look at things from your perspective? If you lose, the other guy's perspective is the one you need to have seen the whole time. Their perspective, they own all the platinum, and they're starting a world reserve currency based off of commodities, oil, gold, silver. Throw platinum in there. Why not? They own it all. Why wouldn't they? So why would an American think like that? Because that's a defeatist thinking. That means America's going to lose. You damn straight. Going the way we're going, we're damn sure going to lose. Bet on it. Buy platinum. Bet on it. Yeah, probably because they're buying, Pete. Exactly. They want it at that cheap price because it's probably, again, reiterate a point I made earlier. China CCP has stated, documented, factual here. They want gold at $68,000 an ounce reset. Everyone's talking about this reset. What's this? It's never happened before. I don't know. Well, I do know that the Chinese want to reset gold at 68,000 an ounce. That would do wonders for silver. What would it do for platinum? Because if they're going to reset gold and they own all the platinum, why wouldn't they reset platinum price? That would set them up as a world reserve currency with such filthy riches. just like CDBC, out of nowhere. Okay, we're going to take platinum and make it $100,000 an ounce. Oh, it was 1,000, now it's 100,000. So what? That's wealth creation that's CDBC in reality. And they control the platinum. So in reality, they can do that. Just like in reality, we can mint a $1 trillion platinum coin. You just got to look at the enemy's point of view and invest accordingly, you know. Jake, that I did a show on that about a year ago, and the time that I did my show, there was 6 United states that were loading up on gold to back a currency with gold. What currency? I don't know, because no one's talking about American gold-backed currency. But I do know about a year and a half ago, 6 of the 50 states were buying gold, loading up their coffers before any other country. I did a show on it. Just go look at my videos, go in the past. I did a video on it. Yeah, and that's actually really what got me, because I mean, I'm early on everything. Everyone else thinks they're, man, I pulled out my Vanguard shit November 2021 in preparation for a crash that hasn't happened yet. So I'm hella early. But better early than never, or early than late. And when I saw 6 of the United States stating that they're buying gold to back a currency, okay, everything's just a game. Until that happens, it's just a game to throw you off. That's the goal. Now let's play the game, and we're playing the game. The goal is a gold-backed currency. If they revalue, it's going to be better for America. America needs gold to be valued at higher than China to meet the match of all of our dollars that we have out there to be backed in gold. We need it at like $100,000 to be reevaluated, reset to $100,000 to back all our physical paper with gold. China needs it at 68,000. These are numbers that countries have been throwing out there. Why? Were they throwing them out there in 2019, 2016, 2013, 2008, 2002, 1998, 1950? Were they throwing them out there? But they're doing it now. Past year or so, they've been doing that. They've been throwing numbers out there, what they want to reset the price of gold at. Why now? Another question to be asked. You need to find out the answer for yourselves, why they want to do it. I think it's because we have a reset coming. When? Hell, I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. I'm not an economist. I'm an iron worker. But I do know it's coming because they're talking about it. Doesn't that make sense? Not everyone's talking about it. Only small shows like mine and a couple other small shows are talking, putting any information out there about this supposed reset and platinum and 100-year cycle, end of a 100-year cycle. 100 years ago, platinum was twice the price of gold. So if there's a 100-year cycle coming to an end, well, then it should go back to the way it was. And platinum being twice what gold is. And if you look at the platinum coin, it already is. Well, Jake, when you win some silver from Niels Hahn Dynasty for being on this live stream, not this live stream, but in June I'll be doing it, you will get yourself one of these bad boys. 10th ounce silver buffalo eagle, buffalo Indian head. There's the buffalo part. Sorry, it's very shiny shit. But I'll be giving these away. So you will have more than 2 dimes. You'll have 2 dimes and a 10th ounce of silver. So I'll increase your wealth once again. And that just makes me happy. I like being able to say I helped him. He bought this stuff and became wealthy because I told him to. I'm gonna so freaking love my channel after I hear Jake, Ninja, MJN, and everyone else who bought platinum singing to the choir. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I will be so happy that so many people were able to benefit from me telling them about platinum. That's worth more to me than this. Because like I said, I'll sell that. I don't care. I don't care about. I mean, I do care about silver, but I've had up to 300 ounces and sold it and then rebuying back now. It's it comes, it goes, man. You buy it to use it, to store value, to when you need it. If you stick with that premise of I'm going to hold it forever, well, then you better have more money coming in and more investments to where you won't have to use that silver. So it doesn't matter. So why are you on a silver channel? So you got to think about it. You might be lying to yourself. Another thing that happens with people, they lie to themselves because the schooling we had encourages that. And you can sit back and really ask yourself the pertinent questions about anything and give yourself honest answers, you might find out you don't like things you thought you liked just because other people make you do them. And you have fun being with them doing it, but you don't like it. And you could probably have more fun doing something else, but you do it with them because you were told this, that, the other, whatever. So just think outside the box, step outside the box, and look at the box and say, what the hell is going on with you, box? Ask questions. Ask if it comes across your mind, even if you think it's weird, you're only dealing with you. Google it, see where it leads you. And in that chase for that one piece of knowledge, you might find out some other shit that'll actually benefit you or not, but you'll gain knowledge. And that is just as good as buying a piece of silver or platinum, because that knowledge will stay with you longer than that silver or platinum. And you might actually benefit from that knowledge I have learned over the years in ironwork and how to put together a building fast. I don't have to look at prints now. I look at the building and say, okay, well, a piece that looks like this is going to have to go there. And then I look down and say, that's it, probably right there. Boss will be looking at numbers and stuff. He goes, oh yeah, that's it right there. Well, I knew that, because of time. When you're into things, you get to know it and you can read it. I read iron like a book. Yeah, it is a good looking coin, Wealth of Nations. Very, very shiny. I have some other coins. They're the Egyptian 10th ounce. It's the Egyptian queens or Egyptian pharaohs 10th ounce. They are like antiqued. They're dark. I think I got one readily available. Yeah, these are them here. It's got I'll try and show you. They're not nearly as shiny, but that's a 10th ounce silver as well. And the back side is all kinds of weird, freaky shit. But that also is a 10th ounce of silver. And it's not nearly as shiny. I don't know, what would you call that, antiqued or something? Because that's not shiny at all. But it's got all this weird writing and Egyptian crap on it. I don't like that Egyptian symbol of life right there. It would be to, I guess, your screen, it would be to your right. This one right here. Where's my finger? That symbol right there. I don't like that one. It's the Egyptian symbol of life. But that's irrelevant. Let's talk about some other bullshit and random trivia. It's brushed silver. Is that what it is? I'd like to have a monster box of American Eagles myself. Brushed silver. Okay. Yeah, Jake, I have no clue. I mean, like when I bought my 300 ounces, I got some cool little shit that just, it's like, oh, that's cool. Let me get some. Coptic cross. Is that cross with the fucking circle on the top? I call that the Egyptian symbol of life. It's also I believe, a Wiccan. Yeah, that's why I thought it was antiqued. So it is probably brushed, Jake, because it looked like it was antiqued, made to look old, Sweet. Anyone who has a box of Silver Eagles is a good long-term storage of funds that will gain value, obviously. Now, here's the thing, though. See, people are in this mindset of, oh, I'm going to give it to my kids and all this stuff. Jake, you're one of them. Dude, this is how it's going to work. Don't trust me, but this is how it's going to work. The price is going to go, and then it's going to go. The idea is when it's going up, if you have, say, 3 platinum coins, sell it up here, and then when it goes back down, buy 6 of them. Don't spend the money. Just buy more when it goes down. Kind of like how these Bitcoiners say they do to buy Bitcoin. As it's going, you buy it low, sell it high. When it comes back down, you buy twice as many. Do that, because that's the play to be made for generational wealth. What you're wanting to do, Jake, that's called generational wealth. Well, in generational wealth, you need those coins to breed. And that's how they breed. That's how you double them. That's how you make twins or baby coins. And that's generational wealth. You don't spend any more money on it. You sell them high. When the price gets outrageously high, you sell them. And then when the price comes back down, you buy them back, plus with whatever money you made profit, buy more. That's what I want to hear you thinking about. Not just, I'm going to give one. Fuck one. You can give 2 to your kids and have it only cost you 1. If you just pay attention. That's all you got to do. Just pay attention to the market. See, when you paid $1,000. Okay. So if it goes up to $6,000 and then it starts dropping, drops down to 5,000, sell it. Then it'll drop down 3,000. Buy 4 or 5 with that money. And you'll still only have 3,000 in it, but you'll have 5 coins or 6 coins or however high. I don't know what the price is going to jump to or reset to or whatnot. But that's how you got to think about that play. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to change my silver to gold when the ratio is right. And then when it goes back the other way, take my 100 ounces of silver and get maybe 4 or 5 ounces of gold. And then later on, take those 4 or 5 ounces of gold and get 400 or 500 ounces of silver. And then make the play all over again in 30 or 40 years. That's generational wealth. You leave it in your will. This is how the game is played. This is what happens every 50 to 100 years. This is how you play the game and quadruple your fucking wealth off of what's in this box. That's generational wealth, in my opinion, from my perspective. And that's all I give. I don't give your perspective. I just give my perspective. And not only do I want to see you buy platinum, I want to see you sell it and then buy twice as much with the same money you sold it from. So that means, same example, if you have 3 of them, you wasted $3,000. If you can sell them when it's at $5,000 and it comes back to $2,000 and you get 7 or 8 of them for that same $3,000. Now you're a freaking genius. I just want to see, man, I want to see you leave 2 or 3 of those to your kids and not spend any more money. That's what I want to see, Jake. That's brilliance, in my opinion. Spend $1,000 on something and make it double or triple itself just by it being it and you paying attention. Wow. That's how much easier does it get, You just have to have patience. Fucking, that's another thing, people today, man. Patience. Look that word up. I'm sure nobody knows what it means, I mean, we do. In this group, we're already locked in on the stupid that's out there and we want to get away from it. But ask any one of the people, what's patience? They'll be like, oh, someone in the hospital. Nah, not that kind of patience. Wealth of nations. You got it, baby. And another thing you got to do, I told you a friend of mine bought a house in Ghana. I just heard the first news story. He bought this house like 2 weeks ago in Ghana, Africa. And I just heard some news today on Ghana. And apparently, we're going to be hearing some more news about Ghana coming up because they seem to be doing pretty good economically. And luckily, my buddy listened to me and went over there and bought a house. Paid $380,000 cash. Nice house. I'm getting a passport. He's going to go back over there in a couple months. He said he's going to take me with him if I get a passport. So I'm getting a passport because I want to go to Ghana and check that shit out. I was supposed to go to Zimbabwe in 2014 to deploy my mobile beehive. That's also a elephant fencing system. I got screwed on that deal, so it never happened. Patience, grasshopper. Wealth of Nations. See, Wealth of Nations. You got it, baby. Because you know what you just did using your scheme that you just printed out there. If you trade your silver for gold at 15-1 and trade your gold to silver at 100-1, real top of my head math. You took, say, okay, well, easy enough. If you have 1 ounce or 15 ounces and you trade it for 1 gold, that's 85 extra silver that you didn't pay for. So you can go walk around and tell people, hey, I paid $375 for these 100 ounces of silver. And they'll be like, you're lying. And you'll be like, no, I just waited. I bought 15 of them, waited for the gold to silver ratio, traded them for gold, and waited for the gold to silver ratio and traded them back for silver. Didn't cost me a thing. It cost me $375. Now I got 100 silver. That's how you gain wealth. Yes, Wealth of Nations. I have been saying that since 2014. Look at Africa. Look at Africa. Look at all startups you can get to in Africa. Now, granted, they got a lot of unstable countries, but they have a lot of stable countries as well. But look to Africa for investment. It is the Wild West, brand new frontier, and there are going to be some changes. We're on, I see it. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. What is that? What is that, Pete? Is it antique silver? And what you need to do, John, if you plan on keeping that land, and this is just a funny suggestion, and it's morbid, but it's funny as hell. Make a treasure map, several treasure maps, and leave each one for each one of your grandkids somewhere on the property. Bury some shit for them, coins. So that way, when you go to meet God and spend forever in happiness land with the rest of us, your grandkids will be like, well, Papa left me this. It's a map. So they'll go out there digging. They'll be, holy shit. They will remember that forever. Forever. They will tell their grandkids. You will never be forgotten. And you want to know the best way. Wealth is money. People see it that way. But money comes and goes. If they're not talking about you in 100 years, you were nothing. You're forgotten. Doing something like that, if you did that for your grandkids and they tell their grandkids and maybe even do it for them, you'll never be forgotten and you'll be wealthier than everyone because eternity is forever. We're only here on earth for 72, guaranteed. What he said, if you get taken early, it's because of something else, but we're guaranteed 72. Anything more than that's a blessing. 72 years ain't nothing for eternity. So if you're forgotten or written out of the book of life, that's hell. You've forgotten. No one remembers you. No one recalls your existence. It's another way to look at spirituality. Hey, if you take that, what's the old saying, Pete? Cash, grass, or ass. No one rides for free. So grass is in there as payment, baby. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I used to pay off a lot of debts in weed. Yeah, you remember that saying, huh? It's a gas crash, cash or ass. Nobody rides for free, baby. Yeah, oh man, I won't go. I had a '67 Mustang, but that was a bad experience because I wrecked it. It was a great car, but bad experience when I wrecked it. Good point, and that's why you start a living trust. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm single, never been married, don't have kids. I'm gonna start a living trust because living trust lasts long after me, and it's gonna have a prerequisite thing that it does with the funds and how it operates and everything else like that. And it's gonna go on long after me, and no one's gonna be able to deter from the path set by that living trust. And that's the way you protect yourself on that one. Wealth of Nations, because yes, they can sell. And how I got that idea is I know two. God rest their soul, they're both dead. They were older men when I knew them. They were billionaires up in Napa, and they helped me with my bee operation as I started it because I let them know what I was attempting to do and how had to change beekeeping and all this stuff, and how it would take a couple years, and I needed a place to do the experiment. They let me use their land. They have like 1,800 lands on the Napa River in Napa. Fucking billionaires. These guys have lots of bills. They were in their 90s. They, again, both dead. But how they did their will is to keep the generational wealth going is no one in the family got shit. No one got anything until all the companies. What happened was all the asset numbers, not the assets, but everything was documented upon death value wise. And then value wise, the dollar amount was given to each member of the family, but they could not collect it till all the companies made that money in profit, as to where they would not sell anything to get that money. And those people are still billionaires. I'm just saying, if you want to be rich, you got to do what the rich people do. I know for a fact that's how the billionaires do it. So if you want your family to keep the money, do it like that, because that's how billionaires do it. I know for a fact. Dude, you need more boxes. More boxes. If the bees are still hanging out on the outside, there's not enough room on the inside. Increase the size of the box and add a separate box, because they're probably making a queen as you speak. Because anytime bees have too many bees and the house is too small, the first thing they do, man, bees are democratic. They're very democratic. First thing they do is they select from the larvae which one will be the queen. The queen doesn't select. The worker bees select what larva will be queen, and they'll give that larva what is it? It's queen's jelly, I believe it's called. There's a small amount of jelly that bees make. I want to call it queen's jelly, but I'm not 100% sure because it's been like several years since I've studied on that. But they give them, I think it's queen's jelly or queen's honey that they make also, and it turns a regular larva into a queen. So now you'll have two queens in the hive, and that's in preparation of a swarm for the new queen to take half the minions to a new place to live. So if they're hanging out on the outside and not on the inside, your house is too small and they are making a new queen as we speak. Get yourself another setup for them to swarm into. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but it's probably guaranteed. Royal jelly. Thank you, Pete. It was royal jelly, not queen's jelly. It's royal jelly. And very minute amount of it are in any hive at one point in time, because they don't encourage, the old queen obviously doesn't encourage, every brood to have a queen unless they're growing real fast. Well, Wealth of Nations, for that, my mobile apiary, I've got the prototype in my garage back here. It's a mobile apiary. All the bees are stuck inside a trailer with openings cut open for them. Lots of benefits for doing that. The biggest benefit is you can hook it up to a trailer and move all your bees at once. And all you got to do is stick corks into the openings the night before to keep all the bees inside, hook it up to trailer, go somewhere, 5 acre, 10 acre, 20 acre farm that usually doesn't get these big 1,000 hive pollinators coming by, for which there are shitloads of small farms that need pollinators. You take your little fucking 8 to 10 hive mobile apiary, 10 hives covers 5 acres, and you go to those little small farms and you say, hey, you give me so much, $75 per hive for 2 weeks, and I'll put my bees in there and they'll pollinate your fruit trees or whatnot. You get twofold benefit. You get like your $75 for 2 weeks per hive, which if you have 10 of them, that's $750, and you get full honey supers, which is probably another $750. So you're making yourself, once you extract and sell the honey and get paid by the farmer, you're making yourself $1,500 every 2 weeks moving them around. And the great thing about mobile apiaries are, if you live up in Wisconsin and it's starting to get cold, take them down to Florida and drop them off. Move them around down in Florida. Come back up. Yeah, it takes some money, but you'll be making the money. And also in the mobile apiary environment, it run the way I got it run, or I was running it, you can split your hives every 3 months, which means you'll have 10 hives every 3 months to sell, or an extra $1,000 a month. So you'll actually be making $4,000 a month of mobile apiary 12 months out of the year. No one clicks any 12 months out of the year. Using my mobile apiary system and my new beekeeping system that I invented for the mobile system, you can make, that's why I learned so much about bees. You could make a lot of money if you treat your bees right. Because right now all the bees are sick because they don't have their immune systems turned on. Paul Stamens figured that out when he was doing research on mushrooms. Mushrooms have this thing called mycelia. Mycelia is on their root systems. So if the bees get the dew off the mycelia, and when they're out in the forest, it actually turns on, and scientifically proven, turns on their immune system. So every study ever done on bees is a fallacy, because anyone who knows anything about science, if you have a healthy subject or a sick subject, if you do a scientific research for mass numbers off of the sick subject, all your science is wrong, because most people are healthy. Well, all the scientists are doing all their experiments on sick bees because their immune system's not turned on. The reason why their immune system's not turned on, one reason, is about 25 years ago, the Forest Service mandated all their people destroy mushrooms that they see on the Forest Service lands. Why the hell did they do that? Because that's the one thing that keeps bees alive. And bees, nowadays, your experts say bees live 12 to 16 weeks. That's also a lie. Unhealthy bees live 12 to 14, 16 weeks. Healthy bees live up to a year. So if you have mushrooms around your hives, or if you have a box of mushrooms up underneath your trailer, that you have the dehumidifier inside the trailer, because the dehumidifier will help the bees go get honey rather than spend 90% of their lifetime fanning the honey, because honey is about 95% liquid, and they've got to get it down to 30% liquid before they can cap it and comb it into real honey. And they sit there for hours just flapping their wings, getting rid of the humidity. So if you have a trailer, enclosed trailer, where the only opening is their opening to come in and out, all the humidity goes up. You get a dehumidifier in there. It helps them out. It helps them preserve their wings. It helps preserve their life and allows them more time to go. There's so much to my mobile apiary that'll make it so profitable. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. And your bees live for a year, which means that you have to, just into the mere fact that they live for a year over 3 months when healthy, means that you're going to have to split your hives 4 times as much, which means you're probably going to have to split your hives 8 to 10 times a year. So if you have 10 hives and you're doing this, and you're splitting them 8 times a year, say 10 times a year for math, that means you're getting $3,000 extra bucks selling bees, and you're keeping them because they're breeding, staying healthy, and staying alive, and they're not working as hard because you're doing most of the work for them with technology. Dehumidifier saves them hours of just sitting there going trying to get the humidity out of the honey. Why are they doing it? See, my system, I thought of the bees when I developed my system, and Langstroth from 160 years ago, for one, he didn't have technology, and for two, he didn't think about the bees. He thought about the beekeeper, because back before his Langstroth hive came along, there was no standard hive. There was no specific way to keep bees. I'm sorry, I digress. I'm an expert in quite a few things, not only platinum, but also bees. I'm going to catch up here on this. Pete, man, sorry I was running my mouth. You have yourself a great evening, my brother. Just seen that you said you were going to be leaving. Yeah, and also another thing about my mobile apiary is in Africa, and this is why I was supposed to go to Zambia. Elephants hate bees. They can hear them from a good 100, 200 yards away. So if you have a mobile apiary and you know for a fact, because they got elephants tagged, they know when they're going to leave the country and go and say, leave Zambia where they're protected and go to Zimbabwe, which is right across the river, which they do all the time where they're not protected and they get killed and poached. And you want to stop that from happening. They're tagged and you know they're going that way. You move your mobile apiaries along the border every 250 yards, put a mobile apiary. Those elephants will go, fuck this shit, and they'll turn around. You just saved the elephant's life. There is Dr. King. About 8 years ago, she was a scientist from UC Davis, ichthyologist, trying to come up with a beekeeping system that'll protect the farmers' crops down there. And the best thing she could think of was having a string tied to the hive. So if the elephant hits the string, it's like a tripwire. And it drops the hive, causing the bees to, you'll lose your bee. It's like so stupid. I'm like, girl, you went to 8 years of college and all you could come up with is first grade crap? Think fucking college doesn't teach people, man. But I love it because I'm so much more advanced in thinking than an 8-year college ichthyologist. But I digress. Let's get back on to platinum, another one of my passions. Or we can get into dogs and cats. Those are also my passion. Or ironwork. That's a passion. I have lots of passions. Probably why I'm not married. No, the bee mites actually. Well, okay, yes, they did. But the bees should have never had those mites if they were healthy. I have a video. Pete Sasquatch has one of my videos. I got it to him on Facebook. I got about a 3-minute video of my hives, and me in front of him. All I have is my beanie on, covering my ears. And I think I was wearing a shirt like this, short sleeve, everything. And beekeepers say, oh, no standing in front of the hive. That's how you get stung. I'm in front of the hive, fucking spraying them. Everyone uses smoke. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. You don't smoke bees. Why the hell would you smoke bees? Would you want to be smoked out of your house and be in a good mood? They say it calms them down. My ass. Doesn't calm them down. What you smoke them with is not smoke. Powdered sugar. Why powdered sugar, Neil? Well, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see a picture on my photos when you go into photos, and it'll show a white ghost bee. And while I was experimenting with different shit to calm the bees down before I go open up their hive and be evasive to them, because the most evasive species to the bees is the keeper. So before I went into the hive, I took powdered sugar and I squirted them with powdered sugar. And I found out it sent them into a cleaning frenzy. And they all started grooming each other. My bees never had mites. They never had varroa mite because they cleaned themselves, because they were healthy. Bees that aren't healthy don't clean themselves as often. If they don't clean themselves as often, just like humans, they get diseases and pesticides. It's not hard. It's really simple. So you just got to figure out how they'll clean themselves. Spray them. Take one of the spray, those and then there's this bottle that's supposed to like blow smoke, and put powdered sugar in there, and it'll be like a cloud of powdered sugar going. All of them will get covered in powdered sugar, and they'll all jump on each other's back and start cleaning away, getting that powdered sugar. And if there's a varroa mite there, it'll get cleaned away, going for the powdered sugar. Because then they'll know there's an issue, because the bees won't alert to a varroa mite. I just got this new phone. I still got to set it up, and it made some weird freaking sound. And I know it's not set up. I can't even do a YouTube video yet because it doesn't recognize me. Dumbass. I'm Neil! But anyway, I'll get it figured out, and I'll throw out some good kitty cat videos, because these babies of mine are cute as hell. Yeah, you got to watch out. They got this, what is it, Japanese hornet? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's a Japanese hornet or not. But there's this hornet in Oregon. I shit you not. It's 4 inches. A hornet. Its mandibles are visible clearly even without my glasses. I don't want to see that son-of-a-bitch. Little 4-inch long wasp. Man, that son-of-a-bitch takes a bite out of you. It'd be like a 22 shot. Fuck that. And it's an oriental indigenous species. It's growing in America in the Northwest. Jake Custom Car Parts. If you were a friend of mine on Facebook, you could go see my pictures of where I had an underground beehive. Never seen bees go underground. But these bees went into a hole next to the fence at some company. And they called me up, big old freaking swarm. And they were all going underground. And I spent hours just trying to figure out what the hell they were doing. And then excavating them, just like an archaeologist would excavate. I excavated these live bees following the path. They were, and I had invented this. It was a shop vac with a special hose, and it fed into a bucket, a big bucket, and I would vacuum up the bees, and it would basically extract them live. So I'd dig a little bit and have my vacuum there and do it a little bit, and this bee come out. I spent hours doing an archaeological dig on a live subterranean beehive to excavate them. It was hella fun. Weird as shit, but hella fun. And yeah, I've had some cool ass experiences with bees. They're cool critters. I also rediscovered the honey bear bee. It's a carpenter bee. It's about 1.5 inches long and pretty damn big. And he's brown. He's got brown hair and he's got like neon green eyes. He travels with a harem of about 3 or 4 black, solid black, shiny bees. It looks like a mother of pearl glaze because they like glow when the sun's hitting them, like maybe purple. They're a little bit smaller than him, but they'll fly around together. And this little son of a bitch, little big son of a bitch, because he was by these berries that I told my friend to plant because he's in an area that's not good and a lot of people you jump in his fence. I said, plant these blackberries and boysenberries and shit. So we did, and after 2 years, they got big, and that's when we noticed the bee because they were coming and pollinating that. And he had avocado and tomatoes there on that side of his yard as well. And we were out there, and I was looking, and this big son of a bitch and bee, big son of a bitch, boom, came up in my face about 1 foot from me. I walked away. I was like, son of a bitch is eyeballing me. So James quickly caught a picture of it, called up UC Davis, find out what it was. They were like, holy shit, we thought that one was extinct. We haven't seen it in like 5 years. I'm like, well, it's my friend's house right now. It's a carpenter bee. I think it's called the honey bear bee. And they call it the honey bear because it looks like a bear, but it's a bee. It's the weirdest thing. It's cool. It's cool, but it's weird. Oh yeah, clover. You're gonna have a lot of deer too. They'll come eat that clover. And here's a little trick for ants: diatomaceous earth. If you're having ants come in your house or something, and it's non-poisonous, it's non-invasive, it doesn't hurt any creature whatsoever, but it's very effective against ants. They will not pass through it. When I feed my outside cats, all the neighborhood cats that have been thrown away that still need to be taken care of, but humans are too freaking stupid to do it, I take care of them, and I keep the ants away from their food dishes by putting diatomaceous earth around it. And then I'll fill it up with dry food, put a little tuna or whatever. Ants never touch it. Never touch it. 1 or 2 times after a rain where I didn't reapply the diatomaceous earth and I put the dry food and then some tuna fish on it, within 5 minutes, there were so many damn ants, it looked like the whole thing was moving. So diatomaceous earth really, really takes care of ants with a quickness at that. So if they're in your house or anything, and again, it's not poison. You can eat. It's dirt. It's like dinosaur dirt. It's a special type of dirt, basically, but it fucks with ants bad. All right, well, I'm going to head and end this stream because I have to feed my dog still, and I was just so elated that it only took 3 days for me to get my platinum because I was expecting it to take at least 5, and I was going to do a proper box opening. But I was so excited. I was like, I took my knife out, opened it up, and saw it. I was like, damn, I should have done an unboxing. Oh well. But yeah, Vaucomi. These were out of stock for a very long time, and they will be again soon. Yeah, I like that. I like that I got it. And again, total transparency here, unlike any politician. And I told everyone in chats, I needed money. I sold my platinum. I still suggest everyone buy in silver and platinum. It's just financial differences change for everybody. No one's the same. I can now afford to buy it again. I'm buying again. If I need to sell it, I'll sell it. I'm not sorry, Jake. I'm not going to keep it for generational wealth. I'll buy it again later on. It's a rotate. I mean, you can make money off selling dog shit. I mean, you make money on anything. You buy and sell it. That's what's buy and sell. Or you can invest in someone else buying and selling, but you can always make money off shit to buy more shit, basically. Now it is cool if, like, my great grandfather or grandfather had some coins he left me around. Fuck, that'd be awesome. But then again, what would I do with it? If I needed money, I'd sell them, because that's what they're for. And if they do that, they did their job. That's the way I see it. But it's perspective, and everyone. I mean, I hope one day to have enough money to where I can have a couple 1,000 ounces of silver and coins and big bars, and maybe some couple 100 ounces of platinum that I can play with, because I won't need it. I'll have so much money I won't need it, but I'll just have it because I have so much money. That would be fucking awesome. But maybe tomorrow, because that's not today. Yeah, and that's an issue with old school, and it's not really an issue. I mean, it works. It works. It works. It works. I just like optimization of works. Yeah, basically. Man, I dig off of fucking grabbing these coins, several of them, because there's several things about these little 10th ounces I like. For one, I could play with more of them in my hand, and they got a cool sound. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like no other sound out there. And then I open my palm and look at it. Look at all that shiny. It's like ding, 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 ding. And from my end, as everyone in this movie is like, it's just cool. I dig it. It's hey, what's up, Chris? I just like it. I like playing. I like hearing it. I like jiggling it around. I like touching it. I like how it reflects. I just like it. As far as money, it being money, I don't care. I just like it. You know? And I want to have a lot of it because I like ice cream and I want a lot of ice cream. I like silver. I want a lot of silver. I like platinum. I want a lot of platinum. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that goes John Bethy. I'll make money selling dog shit. I don't buy silver and platinum to make money. I buy it because I enjoy having it around. It might be a bad thing, but you know, that's my perspective. You know, like this right here. How much do you think something like that would cost? A tattoo like that? You know how much I paid? Zero. It's just how I do things. I didn't. As a matter of fact, I got paid to get a tattoo. I've never paid one penny for a tattoo, but I did get paid one time to get a tattoo. That's how I do things. And here's another example of how I do things. I owed the federal IRS $137,000. I told them, get stuffed. I'll give you $100 and you'll take it. They took it. Screwed them out of $136,900. So I don't care about taxes. I'm in the good still for a couple decades, the way I see it. Let them take it. I screwed them pretty good. It'll take 10, 20, 30 years for them to get that money back out of me. I see things from a perspective that'll make me feel good about me, that I'll enjoy, and that benefits me. That's the great thing about perspective. So if the way you're living your life now isn't working for you, it's because you don't have the right perspective. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, by the way. I'm just a marijuana smoking iron worker with a dream. Got that from Ninja. Yeah, I'm plagiarizing. Tell Ninja Neil's plagiarizing his shit. But I smoke on screen. He doesn't, so it's not total plagiarism. Plagiarization. Plagiarism. Sometimes I gotta say words out in a sentence to make sure I got the right word or the right phrase or the right pronunciation. Yeah, whatever. Sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Or, as the Mounds commercials say, sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. That's from a commercial for you guys that haven't heard it. So, who we got here? We have Jake, John, Chris, Wealth of Nations. Any topic you guys would like to talk about? Is there anything you can enlighten me on? That would be cool. I'd like to learn some shit. I love talking to people when I'm learning stuff. No? Nobody? Anybody? Any takers? Going once? Going twice? Put it back in rotation. Didn't meet the minimum. That's what car accidents do. Well, I plan on getting more silver. I actually am probably, because I love these things so much, $220 for 40 of them. And with the price down on silver, it's probably like $200 now. I'm probably going to get 40 more. I know, and Stacey Taylor said it. I think it was Stacey Taylor. She said, the smaller denominations of silver are the worst buys because everyone's got premium to it. And yeah, she's right. But you know what? It's not why I'm buying them. I buy it because I like them. I like holding them and shaking them. I'm weird. Scrooge McDuck likes swimming in a pool of gold coins. I like holding and shaking my silver ones. Even in our cartoons, we know that precious metal people are a little bit weird. I'm speaking of Scrooge McDuck. I don't know if any of you ever saw Scrooge McDuck and him jumping in a pool of all the gold coins and swimming in the gold coins and shit. I like those cartoons. They're probably illegal to show now because of some misused pronoun or something. And here's another something for you. Tea. Tea can make you healthy. How does it make you healthy? Because honey makes you healthy and cinnamon make you healthy. And you add it to the tea and you drink a lot of it. Because the more cinnamon you have in your body, the lower your blood pressure and bad cholesterol. The more honey you have in your system, the more you lower your blood pressure and bad cholesterol. So by drinking a lot of tea with honey and cinnamon in it, you just saw the doctor. And you got rid of 2 pills for a pharmaceutical company who's stealing money from you to lower your blood pressure and high cholesterol. Yes, we are the smart ones. The problem is there's so many dumb ones. It's hard living in a world with stupid people. Enlighten as many as you can. Approach them in different angles. Like last time, my live stream, I started off wanting to make a point by asking a non-pertinent question. Yeah, not really non-pertinent. It was kind of sort of pertinent, but in line with the point I was making. And I had asked, do you think we're in an economic war? Everyone said yes. Do you think that we and BRICS both want to win the war? Yes. And then I went on to explain how platinum could be used to get them to win the war. Enlightening you to the thought process of how it could be done from a non-American thinking perspective. And you found out, if you were here last week when I did the live stream and you said yes, you think we're an economic war, and you answered the questions and whatnot, you just found out that you think properly. You just haven't been told that you do. And you could have come up with these conclusions on your own had you just put some thought into it. But we're not taught to question. The reason why I actually started saying silver and buy silver and platinum, I was all about silver when I was in the crypto. The crypto community started hating on me because I was pushing silver on their ass, and they're like, fuck silver. So I left them after I hacked, and I came over to silver. And I saw everyone saying, buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver. I was like, why gold? Why isn't people talking about platinum? I guess I'm the only one. I mean, you got this one platinum guy, I'm subscribed to his channel like once every 3 months. He comes up with something, a video. So apparently no one wants to talk about platinum. So if you learn about platinum, because basically things that they don't talk about are usually important, and the things they talk about are to make you not see the things that are important, if you get my drift. You know, it's going to break my heart to see what happens to all these people that think they're wealthy and might have a lot of shit compared to, the system is you're wealthy if you are in debt. So it's kind of self-explanatory again. You're wealthy if you're in debt. So a time like now would totally crush a lot of people because you're complicit and comfortable being wealthy through debt. Why would you investigate what's going on around you that could possibly cause you to lose that when you're complicit and complacent because you've got money, you're making money because of debt? Well, that whole system's changing. And to get people waking up to that, 90% of them won't. They won't. They don't even understand that savers are losers. Saving money in the bank is a loser. What? That's not what I was taught. Yeah, and that's why you're going to sink, and I'm going to swim because I don't have my money in a savings account because I know saving is for losers. Invest in hard assets. Invest in silver and platinum, not silver and gold. Yes, Sal does talk about it. He's talking about it more now than I'm talking about it. I've been watching his streams, I know. And the reason why he's talking about it more is because JM comes in here. JM Unleashed. JM Unleashed is one of his moderators. He's a good friend of mine. I met online. I go to his live streams all the time. And he apparently comes to mine when he can. But yeah, he probably told Sal because he informed Sal of a lot of stories to do. And he probably told him, hey, check into fucking platinum, do more on platinum. Because Sal's got his hands busy producing a show the way he does it. And for as many hours a night as he does it, he doesn't have time to do the research that I do. Even though I work, I still, if my phone's not broken, I do research at work. I'll flip through a break and lunch and ask questions that I think are interesting to get the answer to and see what answer it gives me. And if I think it's bullshit, I'll investigate further. And I spend a lot of time doing bullshit, but I find out a lot of interesting facts. So is there any other subjects you guys want to talk about? Cars? Oh, hey, there's one. This SFRX is the fourth stock that I'm involved with. It's kind of sort of a precious metal stock. I never finished the story. Earlier in the stream, I started it. It's a treasure hunting company that's using modern technology and trying to encompass all the modern technology that we have in the air for underwater. And that's a whole different ballgame. And then you also got to consider Florida, because they're based in Florida, and Florida laws for salvage of old ships and environmental regulations. So these guys have come up with a machine that meets all the requirements of the regulators in Florida to be able to treasure hunt in Florida. That is a very, very, very big deal. A very big deal. Mel Fisher stopped because of regulations, because they used to dynamite to get to the treasure. This new company, it's SFRX, they're using technology to find out where things are under the soil, underwater. So they don't have to go blow a whole freaking coral reef up to get to something that might just be a cannonball, which is how treasure hunters do it today. So if you're enlightened on how that people actually do treasure hunting and why so many countries are adverse to having anyone on their territories doing treasure hunting, it's because of the destructiveness of that treasure hunting and profitability in the case of Ecuador and that $1 big billion treasure. But most of them are smaller treasures, and they get denied access because it's a destructive means of how they go about recovery of that treasure, because they're doing it blind. They're just fucking like mass digging and don't no regard for the environment or the future economy of the country and the waters they're in. SFRX has this underwater thing that takes all the technology that wasn't made for underwater but to find treasure and put it underwater, and they're perfecting it. They're in the midst of perfecting it. They're down off of the central east coast of Florida. It's called, there's a lot of treasure ships went down there, and not many of them have been found because of regulations. So as soon as they get that first treasure, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. That stock is like, I think it's like a third of a penny or half a penny right now. Yeah. So if it's that cheap now and they find some treasure with their new technology, that technology will be adapted all over the world for underwater excavation and artifact finding or treasure hunting. And when that's done, that first treasure is found, they are going to be probably about $10 stock, which means you're in like 1,000 or 10,000x. And it's going to happen. They've got the technology. It's proven technology. It's proven above ground in the air. They're just adapting it to underwater use, and not just one technology, several technologies, because they're going for ferrous, non-ferrous, and a couple other things. But that's why I bought that stock. That, and it was so damn cheap for being such an interesting thing. And I believe that is interesting, personally. So that's why I'm invested in there. I get all these damn fucking texts saying, give me money. It's just last chance. Give this person money so they can stay in office. And the phone doesn't type back. I don't want any of you in office. Why are you talking to me? You're all crooks. I'm staying off that subject because that'll give me a strike. I know some shit, but I can't talk about it because I'll get banned again. I'll get my second strike. I've got one strike right now. I think June 17th is when my last strike leaves me. So, and I got to check that date because as soon as my last strike gets taken off my channel, because after time they go away. And I need to research that too because I don't want to get a new strike and it actually be a third strike if the other two aren't showing. So I've got a lot of research to do. But if everything checks out the way I think it's going to check out, I'm going to guarantee you put out a video that's going to get me a strike. Because there's going to be some truth bombs dropped. And it's going to be about, when's he going to Vegas? I might. I didn't know he was going. I've been working, so I've been missing a lot of his live streams. I come in maybe at break when I'm on my phone, and you might see me jump in there and tell everyone, hey, I'm at work, like, share, subscribe, buy silver, platinum, and then I got to go back to work. So I don't really have time to listen to his shows. But if you could tell me when he's going to Vegas, I'll try and get in touch with him, see what's up. What? Yeah, is it in March or April, May or June? Probably my seat's wiggling. First mining. I'm gonna, Chris, I transferred $400 on Saturday into Ameritrade. I called them today because they say 3 business days, and they gave me a confirmation number of the request to transfer funds. And today I called them up, and they said that it didn't exist, even though I got the confirmation. So I retransferred the money, and I won't be able to invest until hopefully Monday. After 3 more business days of waiting, I chewed their ass out for a half hour because I should be investing right now $400 in First Mining Gold, but I can't. Yeah, they screwed me, dude. And he didn't understand why I was pissed. He's like, well, it's going to be. I was like, dude, the stock's down right now. What if it's up by 15 cents when I want to buy? You just screwed me out of thousands of dollars. And I've got proof of a confirmation of transferring funds, and you don't. So it's not listed on your computer. Well, your computer's, oh man, I let them have it. I let them have it. That's why I did this live. Well, I did a live stream for the platinum thing, but I needed some venting because our financial system, computers, yeah, fast my fucking ass. They don't even document shit. They give a customer documentation and then they erase it from their mainframe or some. I don't even know what the hell happened. I need to chill. I was getting a little hot there because I don't like getting screwed. And they screwed me, and they don't even know how because it's not recorded. And it was their computer, and their computer sent me the confirmation. I just don't understand computers. That's one reason why I don't know them that well. Is because what I just explained sounds like computers are also manipulated on a daily, minutely, hourly basis, and not for your gain, because it wasn't for my gain. And you know what? It was too late. My bank was closed, Chris, because, and that's what I told them. I said, you know what? You guys want me to not be a customer, just say so, because I can go to another fucking place and get a brokerage account that'll be honest. And I have to call my bank tomorrow at work, at break, and hope the fuck I can get it done in 15 minutes, find out what the hell went on. Because if they withdraw that money again, I'm going to be short in my account, and they're going to consider it another bounce check, and it'll be their fault. If I get money, I'm going to get some lawyers working for my ass because I'll be suing the hell out of people. Stepping on poor folks like that, man, it's just not right. But enough. We're not here for that kind of BS. Fidelity and Merrill Lynch. I'll look at that. I'm starting to look already, bro. Because I did not like how that conversation went at all. Because they have my freaking bank account number when I transfer that fucking funds, and they have no record of it. Dude, just imagine the questions going through my skull. Yeah, I got hacked on Coinbase. That's what got me out of crypto. Because when I called up to say, hey, are you going to refund the money? They're like, no, you actually owe us money because the people who hacked your account also did an order. I was like, well, if I didn't have the money, why the fuck did you fill the order? And they said, well, we did. I said, well, then tell me who got the order and I'll go get the money and give it to you. And they wouldn't do it. But they know that I supposedly put an order, or the hacker, and they know where it went. But I couldn't get it, that information, because that would have told me who the hacker was. So I told crypto, till you're regulated or it's legal for me to come get a gun and put it in your fucking head and ask you a question, know if you're going to tell me honestly you stole my freaking crypto, ain't no reason for me to have it. Yeah, and Coinbase was supposed to be secure, and they got hacked through T-Mobile, through a phone app. I actually am part of a lawsuit. I'm supposed to be getting some money for that. I signed up on a class action lawsuit against Coinbase. And I honestly, again, you can make money on anything. And yes, certain cryptos will make money I just don't want to have no part of it. That's all. I'll make my money somewhere else. I wasn't put here to make money on crypto. I wasn't here to talk about crypto. You know, something of a digital currency will be in our future because it's inevitable. When we go to outer space and do shit, they're going to have to get paid. You're not going to send a spaceship up there to hand them some dollar bills and tell them to go spend it on the phone when they do their transaction. There's going to be a better way, obviously. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like what we have now. I don't like crypto. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not. And they say, oh, it's transparent. The government can't seize it. Yeah, well, the government took the freaking FBI, took those Bitcoin that dude fucking hijacked, closed his account, took all the Bitcoin. How the hell did that happen? No one talks about that one, by the way. Yeah, it was a ransom. He wanted a couple thousand Bitcoin. It was paid off in Bitcoin to a certain account. The FBI was able to get it. How secure is that? You know? If the FBI can get it, any hacker can get it anytime, any day, any night, anywhere. So, yeah, crypto, if you just research it well enough, you'll see that it's not going to be what we're going to use for the future. It is an example of what needs to come, but it's not it. And I'm not saying Bitcoin will go away, but Bitcoin's changed several times. And that's how I know it's not solid money, because it's actually changed so it wouldn't go away. And that's not money. That's a company. So them try to sell themselves as a monetary thing, they're not. And if they're a company, what services do they provide? None. Huh. Other than exchange of funds that's not reliable and not secure and not transparent. Government, or it is transparent, excuse me. The government knows exactly where every one of them's at. It's better than the dollar bill for the government because they can track every transaction, every one of them electronically. Why do you think they want to get rid of cash and wants to go to electronics? Because you can hide it. The way people are saying, oh, well, they'll never know where you're spending your Bitcoin. Really? So why does the government want to come up with FedCoin then? So they won't be able to control where you spend your money. Oh, but they'll only do that with that coin. Yeah. How can they guarantee that? Because they've already hacked all the others and they know what's up. And it's the most secure form of transaction for government control. Because all they got to do, and here, let me show you. This is what they got to do. No, you're not spending. That's how easy. If you have cash, they can't push a button and stop you. If you have FedCoin or crypto, they can push a button and stop you. How is that secure? How is that better? Oh, I've got a 32-digit thing for my wallet. Cool. That's generational wealth, right? Because you're going to give it to your great-grandkids and their great-grandkids, and they're never going to spend it because the government's going to push a button at any time. That's crypto. That's the secureness of crypto. This right here, let me show you this. It's still there. It's still there. Yeah, I'm pushing this button here. You can't see it. It's still here. It's still here. See? I push a button, and this silver and platinum in my hand is still in my hand. If the government pushes a button, your crypto can be gone. Push the button. Push the button. I'll push all the buttons you want. It's still in my dirty little grubby little, as Sarge 27271 says, it's still in my grubby little hands. Push all the buttons you want. I still have it. No counterparty risk. Anything on the computer has counterparty risk. Worst case scenario, it's called a hacker. Best case scenario, the government. Because what you have to remember is the internet started in 1940s, late 40s. Yeah, before Bill Gates. Yep, damn sure straight. Research it. Belonged to the Army Intelligence Division. And it was the World Wide Web. And it's how they transferred information, how they did their spying, how they got all this shit. And they said, hey, we've advanced so far, we don't need this anymore, but we want to make money off of it. How do we turn it over to the masses? Hey, give it to this one guy in his basement. We'll come up with some bullshit story and says he invented it. And he'll be a billionaire. And we'll have total control. And it'll all be his fault. Because people forget where things come from. because those people never gave up control. They just gave up the company, not control of it. And they gave up the company because that means there has to be a different CEO. So whenever they do what they want, that CEO catches the shit. He's not the one doing it because he doesn't own it. He didn't create it. Bill Gates didn't create the fucking internet. He created a pathway into a World Wide Web that was created by Army intelligence. And he created that pathway, and they said, yeah, that's the pathway that we want you to use to access this. So we have total control of everything. Why would they not? I'm sorry, I digress. So yeah, nothing on the computer safe. Just saying, you know. It's just like saying, Ford is Chevy. No, Ford was created by Ford. Chevy wasn't. Ford came first, not Chevy. Internet was owned by the Army intelligence, not by Bill Gates in a freaking garage. It's just facts. I hate to break facts to you, but that's the facts. And John, as you well know, anytime the military has control, when have they given it up? When have they given it up? No, they'll convert it and make you think you got control, but they know everything you're doing. That's how we know about Hillary's 33,000 deleted emails, but yet they still have them. Think about Einstein. The signal is always there. Now look how far out Voyager has gone. Voyager, 20 years ago, was getting live TV of Hitler because it had passed the television waves and it was receiving the past. It's awesome, dude. Understand science and travel. It's cool. It's cool how it works. So all these little, they're out there, and the NSA can pick them up and document them. They just can't legally use them against us yet. But once the laws change, they will, trust me. That's how it works. That's the long-term play. Damn, well, check this out, Chris. I'll sell you this. You come over and give me $9. It cost me about 25 cents. And it's bigger than Starbucks. I just heated up some water, got some sugar, some honey, some cinnamon, put some milk in it. I'll swirl it around, make it latte-like too. I got a little fucking whisker there I could do that with. And I'll sell it to you for $5 because the honey's free. That's the sweetener, and it's good for you. I can sell you on health benefits. Anyone who goes to Starbucks is providing financial backing for the liberal Democratic Party. That's what Starbucks is. Chipotle's also the same. My viewpoint only. Don't trust me. Do your own research. But they're both heavily Democratic-controlled companies for financial gain of the Democratic Party during years of elections, and that's how they gain their fundage. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. See, that's why I called you out, John. I knew you knew. That was the World Wide Web. Who was it owned by? No, don't answer that question, John. Here's another question. When has the military intelligence ever given up power? Please explain that one to me. Because if you can convince me that the military intelligence gave up some power, then I would believe the internet is a free and equal space and it's untraceable, untrackable, and everything you do computer-wise is secure. But you're not going to be able to. Because you know, just like I know, they don't give up control. And then Wealth of Nations, you also know then, internet was around long before Bill Gates, and it was controlled by the fucking army for defense of the world or America's world. If you weren't part of that world, nowadays we'd call you part of BRICS. Back then, as you well know, John, we used bullets. Now we use economics. That's why. It's interesting how I turned this all around, isn't it? That's why you should buy platinum. Because platinum is mined by the BRICS countries, and they're our enemies. And if they shut us off on this stuff, it's going to go. higher than anyone even could conceive it going. You don't have to, John. You know I'm right. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. Oh, that hurt. I wasn't planning that. Sorry. I don't like showing weakness on live TV, but that hurt. Yeah, and then just look at the way the Army treats their recruits like cattle. Let's get off that subject. There's stuff there that might give me another strike. Okay. Yeah, I tried to hold my ribs. That one caught me. I was in the mode of us talking about whatever we're talking about and started coughing on the first one. That's why you see me. This is what I'm doing. I'm grabbing and squeezing to try and limit the motion. And that's why, if anyone's been paying attention, let me ask you guys this, everyone here who's still with me in this live stream, how many times has the federal government not confiscated, what is it, taken over one of Elon Musk's space launches for their own needs, and no one asked any questions? Does anyone know the answer to that? How many times has the United States government confiscated Elon Musk's rocket, put whatever in it for the government, and it sent up into space? Kind of sort of wonder what they confiscated that rocket for and what they sent up into space, huh? 0. Oh, that is so wrong. I can think of 3, and I don't know the answer. I truly don't know how many times they've done it. I do know it was advertised 3 occasions. So if it was advertised, it was probably more. But yeah, and if you Google it, Google probably, I hope Google would tell the truth, but it probably won't. But I recall 3 times on a news release where the military or the government took control of the launch, or it's not confiscated. It's another word they use that I can't think of right now. They took over the launch and added their cargo to whatever he had going up. They didn't like take his cargo out, but they added stuff to it that they wanted up, and they didn't want any of the world to know about it. It's not confiscated, but it's some other word, and it's not condemned. C words I'm getting confused with right now. But yeah, no, they've taken over at least 3, probably a lot more than that, because he sends them up like weekly. I mean, he has to, and see that's Starlink. It's a write-off on taxes for him to launch, because he has to redo. Because I don't know if you've ever seen what looks like a falling stars, like 26 of them you'll see in a row. That's Starlink. It's in a low Earth atmosphere. They are designed to fall back into the atmosphere. So he has to keep sending them up, Commandeer. Thank you very much. They commandeered it. I knew it was a C word, but for some reason, I have a slight dyslexia with S's and C's. And I really have to think about S's and C's, because those two, for some reason, confuse my brain. It seems simple as hell, but that's part of my insanity. Because I have problems. Even when I have spelling, I have to go ABC to remember what a C is over an S. And it's only those 2. Everything else, nothing. It's like there's like a fucking line, the pathway in this computer, and then there's a fucking kink with S and C. No, not can't understand normal thinking acronym. That's how you get out of it. Never works. Never works. Don't ever. It'll never work. It hasn't so far. But you always get in trouble. Commandeer. Man, I don't see that's such a simple word. I don't see how I could have forgotten it. Probably because I needed it. And it was escaping my brain. No, actually, they burn up in the atmosphere. That's why I was very interested in one dude. He did an asteroid jump, not an asteroid jump. Fucking, he had to wear a spacesuit, but he jumped like free fall jump from like a high elevation. True that. True that. It hurts no matter what. But it was like a space jump or something because he had a spacesuit on, and yet he had a parachute. And on his spacesuit, he had to have fire retardant type surfaces, and he had to have a special suit or parachute that, when deployed, it didn't fully deployed. Wasn't a full deployment of a chute. It was just enough to keep him like to 200 or 190 miles an hour on the fall, so he wouldn't burn up. So he had like this special parachute that opened up maybe the size of a twin sheet, but it was made of like a fire retardant shit or something that kept him from falling faster than like 200 miles an hour, 190 miles an hour, or something like that. And the satellites don't. They don't have any parachutes or anything. And when they fall, they come in a couple thousand miles. And I could only imagine that maybe he might get hit with some dust, and that would be the satellite or the remnants of the satellite after it makes it through the the Red Bull guy. Yes, Wealth of Nations. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. I didn't know his name, and I'm not into energy drinks because I know that's literally poison. I have seen people take like WD-40 and spray it on a workbench of a mechanic shop and try and get it clean, and it does a decent job. But then they'll pour like a monster drink, just a little bit of that on there. That motherfucker will clean it like new. Just imagine what that does to your guts and your intestine and everything else. I would not touch an energy drink to save my life. That's probably why I didn't remember it was Red Bull, because I do remember it now, but it had to be recalled. It was in space, yeah, because he had a spacesuit on. And that's why he had to have that chute, because had he not slowed down, breaking the speed of sound, he would have burned up with the friction of him hitting the atmosphere before he got the lower atmosphere, and they had to slow his ass down before his chute deployed. If I recall correctly, like I said, I'm not in energy drinks, so I didn't really watch the whole thing, but I did think it was interesting enough to watch part of it. But I'm just totally distraught at all energy drinks and their ability to legally be sold to human populations. But that's another thing. Yeah, okay, so it was a balloon he jumped from, because my brother actually, Daniel Scott Hahn, was Halo jump master of the Army for a while, and he jumped from pretty high heights. But hey, Jake, man, I tell you what, I'll make a play on the silver, on the platinum for you, and if I can take this in like 2 years and turn it into 7 of them, I'll send you a couple. So that way I'll do it for you, and it'll be all profit, so it won't matter. And have a good evening, Jake. I know it's what time is it there? It is 10 o'clock in Texas, your time. Yeah, you need to go to bed so you can wake up and be lazy tomorrow. I'll talk to you later, brother. All right, yeah. Speaking of that, it's been 2.5 hours, guys. I just wanted to bring more attention to platinum as usual. I'll talk about other shit too, but this is what it all comes down to: platinum. And I know it's backwards. Here, now you can read it. No, you can't. You can't see the plastic, but I can read it. And it says Valcombi Suisse. Valcombi Suisse. 5 grams. I will always talk about platinum. If the world is ending and I'm doing a live stream, I will throw platinum in there. I will find something about platinum in the end of the world that'll benefit you. I don't know. I'll always talk about platinum. I don't know what it is. I love platinum. I do love platinum. I don't know why I got the platinum bug and no one else does, but I got it. I like it. I love it, and I want more of it. Having said that, I really don't care if I have any, but I would. It's like having a birthday cake every day or just once a year. I don't care as long as I have access to be able to get some. I'm cool. So if I have to sell it, I don't care. But platinum, man, how can you not have it? Just in everyday research, just do a little some research every day. And the more you research on platinum, the more you'll understand why I love it and its potential. Because right now, really nobody knows anything about platinum. I'm so freaking confused about that. But I will do my best to bring evidence and facts to you guys about platinum. Because I love it. That and these little 10th ounce silver coins, these things are cool as shit. Not worth the money whatsoever. Bad investment for premiums, but boy, are they fun. I have a lot of good time with my little 10th ounce plat. Like I said, I'm going to probably tomorrow order 40 more just so I can jiggle them. That, and also if silver does go up to $600 an ounce, there'll be $60 coins. I'll be able to fill up my tank with gas and just throw them that little coin. Boom, there you go. I'll have 80 of them. Well, I'll have probably like 60 of them because I'm going to give quite a few of them away. Yeah, I know. I can't shut up, man. I'm worse than a woman. Sorry, ladies. I'm worse than you when it comes to talking. I can talk to a dead person and not care if they answer me back. There's Dixie. Right there. She's looking out the window. Yeah, I've been told, Pete, that you can drop me off in a desert island, and that one movie that Tom Hanks did where he was Castaway, it would be totally different if that was me, because I would be telling jokes and laughing at them. I will entertain myself. I don't need a little ball or anything. I would be so happy at a desert island if I could get food. That would be something. But yeah, I need to go feed my outside doggies. I took care of the outside cats when I came home. I came home. I had to get some cash out of my bank to buy a new phone because my last one that I just bought broke. And I couldn't read the numbers. I couldn't answer the phone or anything, so I had to take off after 8 hours. And I put an hour and a half dealing with that. Came home, fed the outside cats, made sure the homeless cats were taken care of. Fed the inside kitties, but now I need to feed the outside doggies because I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're actually not at that window right there looking at me. But hold on just a second. This will tell you how much I love my dogs. Costco sells this stuff. There's 2 packages in here of beef grass. It says sliced grass-fed beef sirloin, right? So it comes in 2 packages, about like that, pre-cut. And I'll take and open one up, heat it up in the microwave for about a minute, and feed my 3 dogs that I have left. I'll feed them, between them. I'll take if they have there's a kelp mix I give them. It's a powder. I'll put a little bit of that on one of the pieces of steak, and I'll feed them like that on top of their dry wet food mix, so they really get fed well. Check this shit out. My mom was alive. She'd be able to tell you this story. We had just moved to Florida from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was still in diapers, so I was like a year and a half, 2 years old max. And she took her eye off me for a little bit, and I went across the street because it was in Navy Point, and it was a bayou. It was actually a peninsula inside a bayou, so there's water all around us except for one side. And there was this big pile of sand, and I thought it was cool. I don't really remember this. My mom, as she told me this, I recalled it. But I sat in that fucker, and it was a red ant pile. She said I looked like I had chicken pox for a week with all the fucking bites of the ants on me. And the reason why this tooth here is yellow is because, again, very young, in the back of a car, old car. I was a real little kid, and my brother didn't. Back then, he didn't like me at all. I don't know why. I was just a little kid, but he said we started moving. The car started moving, and it was before car seats even, and probably seat belts too. Actually, he said, "Grab the door handle, pull on it." So I did. Being a little brother, I had to have been like 3 because I still listened to the dumbass. And he said, "No, pull on that, and then push." And I did, and I went flying out the fucking car. Landed on my face, killed the nerve in that tooth. It's a reminder every time I see myself of how much my brother loves me. Yeah, right. But anyhow, enough of that bullcrap. I gotta go to see sheep are fed, crows are fed, horses are fed. Yeah, you have a crap load. Let me tell you something. Pete the Sasquatch has a farm on top of a company he's running. He spends a lot of time on them animals, and he sends me pictures, and there's some cute cats. He's got some real... He doesn't do any videos on cats, but he's got some cute cats out there, and they get interesting finds on the farm to feed themselves. And I think it'd make a good video. Or even baby sheep video would make a good video because he's got sheep, he's got cows, he's got everything. He's just labeled there with horses, chickens. Neil time again. Right on, Pete. One day, hey Pete, do you know when Ninja's going to Vegas? Who was that was talking about? I think Jake Custom Car Parts mentioned he was going to Vegas. That's someplace I might actually be able to meet up with him. But I haven't heard, and I'm a moderator on his channel. Yeah, Ninja's supposed to be going to Vegas to do meetup or something. That's what I think it was. Jake. I'd have to re-scroll up and see. You take care, Chris. Thank you for stopping by, brother. All right, enough of me talking about going to feed my dogs. My dogs are going to eat me when I go out there if I don't have some damn food for them. I appreciate every one of you people coming here and spending your time with me. Lucy, jumping in at the end. Yeah, hey, do you know anything about a meetup he has going on in Vegas, Lucy? One of my subscribers was asking me if I was going to go to Vegas to a meetup, and I hadn't heard anything. Yeah, I haven't heard anything either. And I figured I'd be one of the first, I'm a moderator on his channel. It's just me, Orton International, and Travis's son are his only moderators, so I hope I would know. Hey, and since Lucy's here, I got to show her. This is what September. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely be at that one. That's quite a ways off. I'll definitely be there. This is what started off, girl. I got 5 gram bar of platinum. I ordered from James Anderson, SD Bullion, I think Saturday. I was not expecting this thing for at least 7 days. Because last time I ordered 25 ounces from him. It took like 2.5 weeks, and I wrote him a little letter and said, hey, what's up with this? And then he did a show, little video on YouTube about why it took so long to get stuff out. And I ordered this time 3 business days, boom, to the house. That's the fastest I've ever had precious metals delivered to my house after purchase online. Awesome. Again, it was like 200, 220, 5 grams. Valcombe, Swiss. I mean, it's a good, well-known. It's not a coin firm. It's not a solid sovereign mint, but it's not a no-name. Platinum's not well-known, but Valcombe Swiss is. So it's a more reliable named coin, not coin, bar. I don't know of a comparison. Haven't been in the silver game long enough to compare it, but I noticed like SMR or something like that. There was an old silver company did 5 and 10 ounce bars. They're supposedly like a collectible type thing if you're really into silver, for which I'm not that. I'm more into platinum. I mean, I know a lot about silver, but not that much. Yep, Valcombi. They are a very, very well-known company. Get away from me. Come here. Say hi to people on TV. Come on, girl. Come here. Come here. Cat listens to me. I know you wanted some lovins. Get that tail there. There we go. Now, yeah. Look, let's put your face here so you can be seen, yeah, little girl. Yeah. Yes, they do. That's what I'm saying. It's a well-known company. It's not like Shipolska or, I don't even know. Nikola. That's the Russian firm that produces nickel that came across a Platinum Group's metals vein. So now they produce platinum as well. They are the 5th largest, not specifically a platinum mine. The 4 largest are in South Africa and are specific Platinum Group's metal veins or mining operations. Couldn't grab my ribs on that one, John. The cat's in the way. Ow. Top 3 reasons to own platinum. Neil said to. It's a good investment. It's been suppressed and used to be twice the value of gold. No, okay. The real reasons I would give right off the bat, it's 30 times more rare than gold. There's more platinum on the moon than on Earth. You can't say that about gold and silver. So it's a very rare. It is highly undervalued and totally controlled and manipulated basically by one country, for which I just explained has the actual Platinum Group mines that aren't mining for nickel and came across a Platinum Group's metal vein as the Russian nickel company did, but they're specific to platinum. They are South Africa, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They are one of the first 5 or the originators of BRICS, looking to come up with a world reserve currency backed by commodities. South Africa, what do they have to offer? What? Nothing except platinum. So my belief in that is that the commodities backed dollar or money system that BRICS comes up with will be backed by platinum, because it'd be stupid not to. And we're in an economic war and they want to win. They want the world reserve currency. So, I mean, what's South Africa bring to the table? They don't have a million market share of anything. Most of their people are poor. They don't have a world-renowned shipping. All they have is the Krugerrand and platinum. That's all I know about South Africa as far as economically what they bring to the table. So why are they part of BRICS? You got to ask yourself a lot of questions about this. Why would Russia, Brazil, India, China, damn, South Africa, what? India over $1 billion, China over $1 billion, Russia a world leader, Brazil a lot of people, South Africa, what are they bringing? That's a good one, John. I mean, what do they bring to the table? Why is South Africa part of the originators of BRICS? If we're in an economic war, ask that question and answer it for yourself. Find the answer. Why did South Africa get brought in as an originator of the first 5 of BRICS? A separate world reserve currency from the dollar. What do they bring to the table? I can see what Russia, India, and China bring to the table. Brazil, I'm kind of curious why they are too, really. And Brazil, really? But okay, they got a lot of people. Yeah, I'll give them that. So yeah, those 4 countries comprise a mass amount of people and industry. South Africa just doesn't fit. That's like the redheaded stepchild. Why the frell would you bring him to the party unless he bought the beer? You see what I'm saying? There's something about South Africa that does not fit with the BRICS. China, billion plus. India, billion plus. Russia probably has a billion fucking nukes. And then, what was it? Brazil. Brazil, again, question. They have a lot of people, though, and they are socialists, so I kind of can see that. They do have a lot of resources. But Africa, the only resource Africa has is platinum. So platinum must be a big player in the new world reserve currency that BRICS wants to bring to the plate. Because they have already stated gold, silver, oil, lithium. Why wouldn't they bring in platinum? Because that's all South Africa has to bring to the table. So you have gold, China, silver, say India, gold, silver, oil, Russia, and Brazil, and then South Africa. Brazil, lithium is also in there. And then South Africa brings platinum. And that's the only thing they bring to the table. But those are commodities that you can back a dollar, a world reserve currency with that will be trusted. Not only that, manipulated. Because South Africa and Russia are the only ones that have platinum. So they control the price. But we here in America think we control the price with our little charts and our little this and our little that. We don't control it. We control the financing part of platinum, but we don't control platinum. Russia and Brazil and South Africa control 95% of platinum. And they're coming up with a commodities-based bill. So put yourself in their shoes. Hey, no one's talking about platinum. We have it all, and they only value it at $1,000. If we revalued it, which we have every legal right to because it's ours, we mine it, it's ours, not theirs, but they control the price. We want more money for it. So we're not going to sell it to them because they need it for their industry, for their technology, for their society. We're gonna kill them financially or economically since we're in a war. This cat loves the crap out of me, man. She's like wants to sleep with her head. She likes smelling my armpits. Oh, fucking weird. But anyhow, they want to win the war. All they got to do is revalue platinum to $100,000 an ounce, and the dollar died. Russia, China, India, South Africa, and Brazil won the economic war. So, how many people have told you we're in an economic war? People of stature. I can think of quite a few who say we're in an economic war. It started with us lowering the price of oil, supposedly. That screwed Russia hard. Why wouldn't they want to get us back tit for tat in an economic war? They control South Africa, and they also have some platinum, but they control South Africa because that's why they're in BRICS. I don't think China wanted to bring South. I don't think India. I don't think Brazil wanted to bring South. What's South Africa after? You'd have to come to the table and say, we're going to come to the table with the world reserve currency. What are we going to have? We're going to have this, that. Who do we need? What countries do we need to make this happen? Boom. Those 5 countries are what we need to make this happen. Okay. So we have Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa. But what does South Africa bring? The only thing they bring is platinum. So platinum it is. Again, the Wealth of Nations, back in 1971, we had similar, not as bad, but similar stagflationary event. And silver went from $1.50 to $15, 10x in 1 year, approximately, not exactly. So if, and you have to consider this. Okay, that was 71. It was $15. So that's 30, 40, 54 years ago. And it's not, but $7 higher, $8 higher than 54 years ago. So the price has been suppressed. So you take away, and this is just a way of thinking, not the right way, not the wrong way, just a way of thinking. If you take away the suppression of silver, and someone's already done the calculations at a 2% inflation rate since 1981, not 71, that would put silver at about $235 an ounce, 10x that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 4-digit silver. Keith Newmeyer saying 3-digit. Oh, I'm totally down with that. I can see it. I see a pathway for that to happen. I also see a pathway for silver to be 1-to-1 for gold if gold's only at 3,000. I do see a pathway for that. Because what people's charts are not, and I've been paying specific attention to this for a while, what people's charts do not say is, oh wow, fucking squirrel, I lost my train of thought. Damn. And it was important too, because I was fixing to explain everything. That's Gandalf. Yeah, in 1970. But anyhow, what people in their charts, they don't, I just re-picked up my point. What people don't read in charts, because it's not set in charts, is the manipulation. And if the manipulation stops, then you would get the real price. And the real price in 1971, starting out with in a stagflationary event, was $1.50, and it jumped 10x to 15. So if we get a real price and then it 10x's, that would put it close to $3,000, $2,600 to $3,000 an ounce. Not permanently, by no means, but it would peak up to a new all-time high and then come back down to around 200-300 and then go normal again, because 200 to 300 is the range of price that it should be if it wasn't manipulated. If you look at every other asset out there and its price from 1981 till now, and look at silver and just do a chart that charts the price of houses, clothes, cars, and see the increase from 1981 till now, and then put that same chart onto silver and see what your figure is on what silver should be comparatively to every other commodity that has gone up without being suppressed. And that's the only way you can relatively, with any kind of confidence, come up with a realistic explanation of what the price of silver should be if it wasn't manipulated. And if you take that price and 10x it, you're in the thousands. I don't know that one, John. I do not know that one. They just started making the silver Krugerrand in 2017, so maybe they just don't have a lot of silver. Yeah, I see a pathway. Now, when I say pathway, that's not a belief that I have. I'm not convicted on that. I look at things and say, okay, if this happens, it could go that way. If this happens, it could go that way. If this happens, it could go that way. But one of those things is, if the price of silver suppression stops, we will realize its real price. And then from there, because of the economic scenario, theoretically, it should 10x. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, because it's never happened in the past, because it's always been suppressed. So it's uncharted waters. But I see a pathway for that to happen. Not that it'll stay up there. It'll like spike and then come back down, because we can't. I mean, that would be an interesting world to live in at $3,000 silver. But it could spike. And shit, man, if you take it and trade your silver 2-to-1 for gold, holy hell, my 100 ounces is looking awful sweet, because then I'll have 50 ounces of gold. And when it drops, the ratio drops down, say back to 15-to-1, I'd have thousands of ounces of silver, all from 100 ounces of gold of silver to start with, because of playing that ratio, as we discussed earlier in the live stream. Yeah, what you got to think of, Lucy, is medieval times, 21st century style. Serfs, peasants, and landowners. It's gonna be the 21st. I see a 21st century version of 1400s, where if you're poor, you're pretty much going to stay there unless you develop some sort of skill that was really just awesome, or you got lucky and found something, And that's where the generation wealth comes in. Those families that are set up, their kids will be set up if they're not stupid and spend it all. And that's where you follow ratios and actually gain wealth through generations, not just give the next generation the wealth, teach them how to take that wealth and multiply it and make that their goal, so that way the next generation has more, and the next generation has even more, and the next generation has even more. Then it's generational wealth. At that point in time, Lucy, is when they change the fiat currency to a new system. Because if you look what happened on the economic scale, after they changed the price of gold in the 30s, I think we had like a year or two of good times. What was it? A recession, a 10-year recession. There was some crazy shit happened after they reevaluated the price of gold last time. I don't recall exactly what it was, but one of the PM shows that most of us, I'm seeing here in the chat, most of you guys go to the same places I go on these YouTube things. They did a chart on that, and squirrel, lost my point again. Let's see the question. When Silver 100X, who would want to trade it for fiat? Okay, yeah. When you introduce a new fiat, it's a psychological game like we're playing now. So when they introduce a new fiat, they got to make it interesting. It's like in Venezuela, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, they put a letter out to all their people saying, what color do you identify with? This is when they had money, and they were giving a lot of money to the blacks. So people who were even not black wrote in, I identify as a black. So that was a stigma that stuck with them, and stuck with them to this day, because now Venezuela is poor, and the ones that aren't getting anything are the ones that identify as black, because they got all this stuff while it was good. So now they're suffering, and I heard this one interview, girl's like, but I'm not black, I'm not black, I should. But yes, she identified with black to get the good times. See, when they introduce something to you, it's a carrot stick. It's the oldest carrot and stick out there. They give you the carrot first to get you to bite. So the first year or two of a new fiat, it'll look to the average dumbass like it's going to be the cat's meow, when it's just a big trap to take your gold and silver, just like the last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. And that's how I see that happening. We've got a history to go by off of what happens for that one, and the people that are unenlightened to the truth, which is why Ninja, Nobody's Special Finance, Financial Prepper, Ron's Basement, myself, we're out here trying to get more people enlightened, so that way we break the clog in the wheel of repeat, and we might get a good solid currency backed by real things, and not just a hope and a dream. As Ninja says, a dream. So that's how that ends and begins. They'll make it look so sweet, and a lot of people will be so damn stupid that they're going to jump on it. And then we're going to have a real bad recession. They're going to regret it, but they're going to be tied in, and they're going to become complacent, trying to just make a living, just like they are now. This dude, 33-year iron worker I'm working with, Hawaiian guy, he's 56 years old. Got a lot of money tied up in stocks, this, that, and the other. He said he's got enough cash to pay off, or money to pay off his house. So I asked him today, I said, well, where's that money at? Can you go to the bank and just have them transfer it and pay off your note? He goes, oh, no, I got invested in stocks. And this, I was like, really? And you consider that wealth that's stable. Do you know what's going on now? He had no clue about BRICS. What's BRICS? He didn't even know. Hard-working iron worker, $1,500 a week, take home, single, never been married, no kids, spends on whatever he wants, had no clue. Has this financial advisor that his dad used, and that guy has no clue. We got to wake these people up, or else it's going to happen again and again and again and again, and we're going to get another fake fiat currency that's going to be bullshit. We got to wake people up. Let's see, get back here. For the earlier discussion, Lucy, at that point, trade it for gold, exactly, Wealth of Nations. And that was earlier. We were talking about how to take like 100 ounces and turn it into 1,000 without spending more than the money it would take to buy the original 100 ounces. And that's playing the ratio game and time. And it's a guaranteed winner. It's a guaranteed winner. If you're patient and you don't think that 5 years is forever. Yeah. That's making fun of people who get married for 5 years and get divorced, and I look at the vows and it says, "Till death do we part." Wow, you died 5 years ago. Cool. People just don't have stick-to-itness. 5 years ain't long at all, especially if you're playing a wealth game. You think the Rockefellers look at things at 5-year time period? You think the Woolworths, there's a name you haven't heard in a while, they're still in power. The Woolworths think of things in a 5-year time period? No, to steal your wealth, they think of things in 50 to 100-year time periods, because it takes longer to fool you out of your cash, out of your gold and your silver. But they've done a pretty good job, because in the past 100 years, we went from 90% of the people having gold and silver to less than 3%. Fuck. Who took it? Who was that I was talking about? The Woolworths, the Rockefellers? Okay. It only took 100 years. Now it's time to take it back. Got to wake people up. I have my eyeball on a couple different properties, depending on which one falls the most. There's a nice little 2-acre spot near Andalusia. Actually, there's a 100-acre spot near Andalusia. Fucking gorgeous. It's only 700,000 right now. If it drops to like 500,000, I might have 100 acres. I don't care what form it comes in. I'll jump on that son of a bitch. They got like four small lakes on it, cover about 30 acres, different shapes and sizes with little. Oh man, it's fucking gorgeous. Whoever planned that lot out did a great job on that 100 acres. And it's got a house, of course, too. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like 200 or 2,500 square foot, something like that. The porch. It's nice. But there's also a property that's 190,000. It's 2 acres, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story brick house. If I don't have as much money, I'll jump on that one if it falls to about 125. Or if I have enough money, I'll get both. All right, Pete. Yeah, I need to call it a night. My dogs are definitely hungry. I'm sure of that. I haven't fed them in a while, and I haven't fed them since I got home from work. So, well, that's actually nothing, really. Wealth of Nations, only 100 to 200 million trillion. That's nothing if you think about it. Banks leverage. You know what leverage is? I'm going to assume everyone knows what leverage is. So if you have an asset that's worth like $700 trillion, but you can't get your hands on it, you can still leverage it, right? Yes, you can. Okay. Wait about 4 more years, and remember Neil said something about a $700 trillion what? And leveraging it? Yeah. I see a pathway for us paying off our national debt and all of our debts. Yes, sir. I see a pathway. Next live stream, if you bring this back up to me, I'll explain to you what I see and how I see that pathway happening. And what's already happened a couple years ago that'll make that pathway occur. Huh? Yeah, tantalize you. So next time I'll get 3 people on the live stream, 5 people. I got 7 thumbs up and 3 people in here. Maybe next time I'll get 12 people in here, and I'll fill you in on how to be billionaires by making a few strategic investments now that won't pay off for about 20. Yes, I am. I've got to go, guys. I have got to cut this off. I enjoy the heck fire out of chatting with you people. So you're good peoples. Wake people up about platinum, silver. If you want to gold, that's on you. I don't care for gold. I won't promote it. That is just, it's everywhere. There's a lot of it. Platinum's 30 times more rare than gold. So, but anyhow, wakes people up to the new economy that's coming so that we have less multiple losers and more less losers, which makes them winners. Yeah. And if you have silver and platinum and no gold, you'll be fine. And of course, stack your pantries. Start now, if you haven't already, being kind, helpful, and grateful to people around you, because in bad times, they're going to have good thoughts about you, not bad thoughts about you. And the people that are going to have bad things happen to them in bad time are the people that have bad thoughts on them. So have people have good thoughts about you. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy some silver and some platinum. Yes, it was a teaser for the next live stream, and it's a good one. And I've got facts to back it up. I'm not going to be talking bullshit. Whether or not, like I said, whether or not they do the whole thing through is another story. Anyhow, that'll be for the next live stream. You guys have a great evening. I thank you greatly for joining me, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.